Pikes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello, and happy Monday. Welcome into the Ben Bosscher Show, everybody. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We're kicking things off hot and strong. I thought it was a fun weekend, good weekend for sports. We had everything. We had some baseball, football, even some college basketball scrimmages in there as well, hockey, NBA. Look, I thought it was fantastic. We're obviously going to jump right into the Michigan State game, of course. Kyle, you have a good weekend, man? I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Everybody having a good time.
I had a good weekend, yeah. It wasn't, like, spectacular by any means, but it was a fine weekend. The sports weekend was whatever. Like, if we're rating it just the sports thing, I think it was like a 5 or 6 this weekend.
Really? Even with everything on? World Series?
Wasn't a ton of good NFL games. Wasn't a ton of good college games.
Yes, there was.
And not, like, crazy good.
Good matchups.
Good matchups.
The day slate I thought was pretty good at like 3:30.
True, that's a good point.
There were some good games on then. And one of those games that ended up happening later on at night was, in fact, the Michigan versus Michigan State game. Let's start here. Let's establish a base for today's show. Why is Jonathan Smith still employed? Like it's a fairly simple question and probably a fairly simple answer. But this guy's 3-11 in the Big Ten, 8-12 overall. They're one of the lone Big Ten teams with 0 conference wins. It's them, Penn State, Purdue, Wisconsin. They have the 3rd worst point differential in the Big Ten. Meanwhile, there's teams with second-year head coaches like Indiana who are ranked inside of the top 5. You have teams like Vanderbilt who are doing the impossible in leading the SEC, a top 10 school. It feels like Michigan State could do a lot better than Jonathan Smith. And with this Michigan State game on Saturday night, I didn't even think Michigan played particularly well. They were able to run it down Michigan State's throat and go for 279 rushing yards. But I don't think Bryce Underwood was out of this realm. I don't think Michigan's offense was explosive. It was good. But if Michigan's able to play a non-perfect game, nowhere near close, having a ton of things to clean up, and they're still able to lay the smackdown on Michigan State on their home field, inside Spartan Stadium, under the lights in a rivalry game, to keep Paul Bunyan in Ann Arbor for the 4th consecutive season. What on earth is Jonathan Smith still doing in East Lansing? We have already had Penn State, Florida, Virginia Tech, UCLA, Arkansas, Stanford, all these teams that have decided to part ways with their coach because of the lack of success already this season. Oklahoma State, Oregon State, another 2 to add to that.
LSU even now.
LSU, after last night, Brian Kelly gone. Michigan State is holding on to Jonathan Smith right now for one simple reason. There is no other explanation other than they're trying to save money. He has $33 million left on his deal. It'd be the 3rd biggest buyout in the history of college football, only behind James Franklin and Jimbo Fisher and maybe Brian Kelly, depending on how this contract thing falls apart with him. Which, by the way, that was a fascinating story to follow last night in real time.
Yeah, they've notified him of the potential of his departure or whatever they worded that. It was odd.
It was very bizarre.
He was fired.
We'll get to that eventually. But with Jonathan Smith, I'm trying to look around and think, what is Jonathan Smith's staple win? What is the best thing he's done for Michigan State? Is it Boston College Week 3? Let's check in on how they're doing. They're 1-7, 0-5 in the ACC. You got to go back to last year. Is it Iowa who finished 8-4? That's Jonathan Smith's best win as a Spartan. That rivalry, as the game started, I thought to myself, there's actually a lot more on the line right now than maybe we realized going into it, just because the pressure on Jonathan Smith and Michigan's season was on the line. And by the time we got to halftime, it was pretty evident, even though Michigan hadn't blown them out, that Michigan State was not winning that football game. They just didn't have the juice. They didn't have the offense. They couldn't put together 5 consecutive positive plays, and their defense couldn't get stops. Michigan shot themselves in the foot a handful of times, and that was the reason Michigan State was allowed to backdoor cover and keep it semi-respectable. But, man, they blew them out. If you look at the box score, total yards, Michigan dominated that game from the jump and keeps Paul Bunyan in Ann Arbor for the 4th consecutive year. Where's the pride if you're Michigan State, if you're Jay Batt? Because you know what's a little bit more detrimental than having to fork over $33 million to a guy who's in year 2 of year 7 of a contract that the last AD gave him? It's the public embarrassment that you are displaying for everyone to see, whether it's recruits, alumni, hell, your students right now. Michigan State was embarrassed on Saturday night. For the 4th consecutive season, the program has hit an all-time rock bottom, and for some reason the head coach is still employed. It doesn't make any sense.
Especially when you see these other coaches getting bought out. That's the part to me that I'm more frustrated with. You brought in a new athletic director to change things, to change the funding, to change the NIL, to change the direction of the football program. And clearly, I'm not sitting here blaming Jay Batt. He hasn't been here that long. He hasn't had an off season even to kind of figure things out on his own. But you bring him in to bring in his own guy as well. And so, to me, I'm totally with you. This has been my argument about Jonathan Smith this entire time. What has he done as the coach of MSU?
Nothing.
There's
there not one win that you can point to that's this is why he should still be here.
Oh, they went on the road at Maryland week 3 last year and won. They beat Iowa at home last year. He does not. They haven't won a game in the Big Ten. This is my biggest frustration with this entire situation of, well, it's still the rivalry. It's Michigan State versus Michigan. You never know what can happen. No, I know what's going to happen, man. We exactly predicted what was going to happen.
Yep, to a T.
Michigan was going to handle MSU this entire game, and MSU would backdoor cover with a late score. That is exactly what happened, and we talked about it all day on Friday last week, and I'm just frustrated because going into the game on Saturday, from a Michigan State perspective, I started to feel but right before the game on Saturday, this is kind of a win-win situation for MSU. I truly felt that way. Okay, you either go in and you upset Michigan, and obviously that's a win in itself. That's never not going to be a win. That's an awesome thing to win the rivalry. Or you get blown out by Michigan and Jonathan Smith, see you later. And somehow neither thing happened.
Right.
exactly what we thought was going to happen, where, yeah, they hung around a little bit, but they didn't hang around enough where you actually thought they were ever going to win.
No.
Now, sure,
they never showed anything.
The offsides penalty that, the forced turnover happens on, obviously that was a big shift in the game that could have changed a lot of things. I don't think MSU wins the football game if that play happens, but obviously Michigan scores a touchdown on that drive, so who knows? But like you said, they didn't show enough juice to be like, yeah, they for sure can still win this game. When you go for 2 after the touchdown, and then also
what was that about?
Well, I'm fine with it. You have to take the 3 points on the next drive. When it was 4th and 4 or whatever, and they go for it and don't get it, you have to take the field goal on the next drive to cut it to an 8-point game. You can't do both things. You have to do, and so it was frustrating. Bad coaching job from Jonathan Smith. Obviously, this Michigan State team prides itself on its ability to score the football and move the football down the field. They've scored 13 points 3 straight games. Obviously they scored a touchdown with 10 seconds to go with their backup quarterback in. Sure, I'm not counting that. They scored 13 in 3 straight games, man. This is not some good offense that people seem to give it to.
And we can start pointing fingers as to whose fault this is. To be quite honest, Kyle, I don't really want to see fingers pointed at Aiden Childs. You know what's going to happen with Aiden Childs? He's going to transfer to a bigger program, and he's going to ball out because that guy is talented and he's tough. He just has no protection. Terrible offensive scheme, one good receiver. He's under constant duress. Look, does he make stupid mistakes once in a while? Yes, so does every single college quarterback.
Right.
You can't ask this guy to be absolutely perfect, but that's exactly what Michigan State does on a week-to-week basis to the point where their only form of offense is to run a tush-push with him because it's the only time they can actually run the football with any sort of confidence.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's obviously – when Childs is under pressure, he really makes poor decisions and turns the ball over much more frequently than you would really like any quarterback to.
Sure.
But
both
to your
things
point,
can be true.
If he wasn't under pressure, when he has time and he's in the pocket and he actually is able to roll out on his own when he's not like being, chased by a bunch of guys.
Let's put it this way.
He's a much better quarterback.
He's the second best player on your team, right? It's Nick Marsh and him.
Probably.
He would be one of the better quarterbacks in the Big Ten if he had a halfway decent roster around him. He's talented.
He's for sure leaving next year and going to a Big 12 school or whatever.
And he's going to ball out.
It's going to be great. Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about that.
It's
going to be frustrating, of course.
So I don't want to see the fingers pointed towards him if you're a Michigan State fan. They should be pointed towards Jonathan Smith, and that's basically it. If we want to start talking to the assistant coaches, that's fine. Guess who hires those guys? The broadcast on NBC made a mockery of Joe Rossi on Saturday. Mockery.
They kept showing him on the sideline. He's just freaking out.
Because he was acting like a buffoon.
Well, then you kick it over to Jonathan Smith, and he just has never showed any sign of emotion in his life. It's just like, can we find a happy medium between these two guys?
Well, that goes back to the point that you've always brought up. His name is Jon Smith.
His name is Jon Smith, man. He's boring. He's vanilla. What is we should have known from the jump. It's so frustrating.
Meanwhile, Joe Rossi's having a heart attack on the sideline, freaking out. The gamesmanship from him, the hero cam shot of him every time the defense let up anything. He's the worst defensive coordinator in the Big Ten.
Oh, for sure.
How do they not have a single good player on the defense, and how do they not scheme together a halfway decent drive ever? They don't know what they're doing on that side of the ball. There's a miscommunication in the secondary. Then they got ran all over. Michigan said, we see that you're a terrible passing defense. We're just going to run it down your throat, and you're not going to be able to stop that either. And sure enough, Michigan State had no answers to it. Now, I don't want to take away from Michigan here because it feels like this is a Michigan State-focused open, but it's mind-boggling that Jonathan Smith is still employed for Michigan State University.
We should have known with John L. Smith, everything that happened at MSU there, and he was bought out in the early 2000s, and then it happens here with this version of Jon Smith. The state team is bad. We can talk about Michigan, give them credit for sure. They do deserve it. Like you said, you had questions about a freshman quarterback going on the road in a rivalry game.
He played good enough. He played good enough.
He totally played good enough. It also helps when the team you're playing is just bad.
Yep.
And they're just a bad team. And they have 0 wins in the Big Ten, and they're probably not going to get one, and yet their coach still is the coach.
989-837-6125. How on earth is Jonathan Smith still the Michigan State head coach, and how quickly do you need him out of there? I also want to discuss, is Michigan State even in a top 3 job that's open right now? Because now that LSU's been added to the mix, more and more of these programs that get head coach openings, Michigan State gets knocked down the list. So now, of the top coaches available, where does Michigan State even rank? 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We'll get to the Pistons, who went 2-0 this weekend. Later on in the show, we'll do Around the League, we'll do our Lock of the Day, and, of course, our stocks here on a Monday. It's the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Mitt. The 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Iron Stack Technologies. Strong businesses, well, they need strong tech, and that's where Iron Stack Technology comes in. Locally owned in Midland, they keep your IT rock solid from cybersecurity to cloud services and everything in between. Think of them as like an invisible backbone. No capes, just smarter solutions. Whether you're a small shop or a growing company, Iron Stack makes sure your tech doesn't crumble under pressure. Iron Stack Technologies, strong, steady, and built to keep you moving forward.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At Iron Stack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. Iron Stack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
Hey, did you guys catch anything yet?
Not a thing.
Bummer, neither have we. I'm actually just about to head into town. I'm going to go into Higher Standards Automotive. They got this award-winning service department with amazing technicians and this large parts department in case I want to fix it myself. They got the part there.
Whatever.
No, I'm serious, man. It's out there.
Yeah, just like when you tried to convince me Bigfoot was real.
Ray?
Bigfoot's behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, we got it. Run! Get out! Stop into Higher Standards Automotive, North Eastman Road in Midland, right past the mall.
At Scott Family Dental, we treat every patient like family because it's in our name. Our office culture is built on trust, comfort, and care, just like you'd want for your own loved ones. We don't sign contracts with insurance companies, so we can offer the highest quality dental care without compromise. That means your treatment is based on what's best for you, not an insurance plan. Scott Family Dental, compassionate care, lasting smiles.
Visit scottfamdental.com to schedule today.
Fall is for planting, and Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center is making it the best time of year to grow. For a limited time, enjoy 40% off select trees, shrubs, and perennials. That's pretty much their entire plant inventory. So whether you're adding curb appeal, refreshing your garden, or planting for the future, they've got the quality, selection, and savings you've been waiting for. Don't miss the fall planting sale at Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center, where your garden begins to grow. Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center, growing with you this fall.
The high school football game of the week, presented by the Forward Corporation.
It's the playoffs, district semifinal round. The 8-1 Dow Chargers are the top seed in Division II, Region 2. They host the 5-4 Mott Corsairs from Waterford. Down, Waterford Mott. Pre-game coverage at 6:50 on Friday night.
Don't miss any of the action on the Great Lakes Bay Region's home for sports. Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, 989-837-6125. That's the number of the Mitt messages. Look, now that the LSU head coaching job is open, we say open with quotation marks. It's going to be open. That whole storyline is so weird that following that in real time, it's like, hey, we're unsure whether or not Brian Kelly's going to be suited for the LSU head coaching job. We've got the governor on, and then we informed him that we don't know if he's going to be the head coach, which basically means you're not the head coach, but you're not technically fired. We still haven't told the team. That was bizarre. So let's just call it a spade a spade. The head coaching job is open, which means Florida, Penn State, and LSU all have openings. That's just like the tier 1 to me. Then you get into Arkansas, UCLA, Virginia Tech, Stanford, Oklahoma State, Oregon State. Where does Michigan State fit into that when Jonathan Smith is hopefully at some point let go? Because if you ask me, obviously Penn State and LSU are the 2 top jobs there. James Franklin was just being paid $8.5 million annually. That's more than Jonathan Smith's being paid. And when it comes to the LSU job, obviously that's always going to be one of the most prestigious jobs in all of college football. Get the best programs, the best boosters.
Yeah, I mean,
best
Brian
stadium.
Kelly left Notre Dame to go to LSU.
Right. The Florida job, I think, is pretty much cemented as third. If people want to talk about how the Florida job's so enticing, all this, they haven't been good in 15 years. With that being said, they still have access to some of the best recruits in the country. Every coach with an ego, which is every coach, probably thinks they can be the ones to revive the Florida program. And they've got a ton of money to land portal guys, to land recruits.
You're in the SEC.
You get, Billy Napier just got $7.4 million a year, which was basically Jonathan Smith money, which is crazy to think about. I think those 3 teams are boldly, without a doubt, better job openings than Michigan State. So at best, you're getting the 5th best head coach, or the 4th best head coach, at best. Then you get into Arkansas. Here's the sneaky thing about Arkansas. I know they're usually one of the bottom feeders in the SEC. They have a $160 million football facility that Jerry Jones helped them build, who's an alum there. They have the facilities and the money to turn things around if they get the right head coach. And you can say, well, it's never going to happen in the SEC. Look who they have to compete against. Vanderbilt's doing it right now. Right now, Vanderbilt's doing it. So if the right amount of if the right dude is there and they are willing to spend the money, I do think if salaries match and you've got a chance to go to the SEC and get backed by Jerry Jones, that's at the very minimum a debate on what job is better between Michigan State and Arkansas. Now, I'm not going to say UCLA, Virginia Tech, Stanford, Oklahoma State, or Oregon State is a better job than Michigan State. I believe in the facilities. I believe in Jay Batt. I believe that this program, once upon a time, had some lore to it. But I'm pegging them in as the 5th team, behind Arkansas, Penn State, Florida, and LSU. So at best, I think they're getting the 5th best head coach, and that's if anyone that's assuming no one's looking at this Michigan State job and being like, yeah, I'm all good, which is definitely a possibility based on how the last couple of years have went for Michigan State. I think this team might be in a little bit of trouble, and the more teams that fire their coach, the worse it looks. Brian Kelly getting fired was a bad thing for Michigan State fans.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I think it also, whoever LSU is going to hire as the head coach was never going to be the coach of Michigan State, though. That's kind of how I feel. You're firing Brian Kelly to not hire some lower tier guy. They're going to go make some crazy big fish hire once again.
Is James Franklin a big fish hire? That's someone that we floated around.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if James Franklin's a weird one. I just don't know what's going to happen with him. He seems like a guy that could take a year off, or I just don't. I think that's probably an upgrade in job, right? Penn State to LSU,
without a doubt. Yeah. I don't know if there's a better job than LSU in college football.
I honestly probably think the Florida job is number 2. I understand, you make obviously a really good point, but they just haven't been very good. But just
it's been 15 years.
The access that they have, and just the recruits in Florida, and the amount of money that they bring in, and being in Gainesville, that market that they are in down there, I think is just so enticing for, like you said, a big ego college head coach, which is
every
college head coach ever. And there's even been the Lane Kiffin, is he going to leave Ole Miss to take the Florida job discussion, which I just think
that's crazy.
I think it's crazy, but because it's does Ole Miss have a championship ceiling? I don't know. Does Florida have a playoff ceiling even?
Yeah. Can Florida not be eliminated from SEC contention by week 6?
Right. Exactly. And so I do think just getting your hat into this is the argument that MSU has for basically every other school outside of those 3 that you mentioned. getting your name involved in the Big Ten or SEC is pretty crucial, I think, at this point in college football.
That's where everyone's trying to go eventually anyway.
Right. And so if you can be a head coach of one of those schools, really no matter where it is, obviously we can talk about like, there's way more pressure for you to go to coach in the SEC than to coach in the Big 12 and Pac-12. That's at every school. Like it doesn't matter where you're at, whether you're at LSU or you're at Arkansas. There's going to be pressure to succeed right away no matter where you are nowadays. And so I don't think that factor comes into it. I think just truly being in the Big Ten and being in the SEC gives MSU that advantage over an Oklahoma State, who has a really good history of being a pretty good football team in the 21st century. I mean, not really good history, but like they're a good program. I think that them and Michigan State are on similar levels for how good that they've been.
I'd say Michigan State's even a tick above them with a playoff appearance.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously like Stanford has had some years where they've been, obviously it's been a while since Stanford has been good, but they were good in the early 2010s. And so that's why Michigan State has an up over these other schools, because they are in the Big Ten. The issue is they are bottom feeders in the Big Ten. And maybe that is enticing for a coach to come in and be like, look, this Michigan – I mean, they probably see it how you and I see it, Ben. This Michigan State program is not a bottom feeder of the Big Ten.
They shouldn't be.
They have a good
$78
history.
million football facility. It should not be that difficult to land some recruits.
With a brand new athletic director who has been with Alabama and Nick Saban for the longest time and then went to Georgia Tech, and look how Georgia Tech is thriving right now.
Yep. Top 10 team.
I'm not giving all that credit to Jay Batt, but, man, he's probably got something to do with it. And now he's here at Michigan State, and I'm not saying, like, man, Jay Batt, you got to make something happen right now, because if he wants to wait till the offseason to fire Jonathan Smith, then sure. But it has to get done. It does have to happen.
If it's not going to happen after Michigan, I'm like very doubting that it happens throughout the regular season.
Does it happen after Minnesota? Is that when it has to happen?
No, because that was rock bottom. There's not a rock bottom like Michigan State just hit on Saturday. It's not going to get worse than that. Losing to your rival at home, that's as worse as it gets. So if he's still employed on this Monday, he's going to be employed every Monday the rest of the season.
I agree. And if that's how it is going to be, then sure, I'm not going to sit here and disagree with it. Like if you just
I'll disagree with it.
If you want to wait till the I think he should be fired, but if it's just something that they want to wait till the offseason to do to really get a full search in, then sure.
But you know how this stuff works, Kyle.
Yeah,
like
I know.
they're you think Penn State isn't already looking for their next head coach? Colin, Askin.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah.
You think
LSU did before they fired Brian Kelly. I mean, they talked about
all these coaches are already even coaches that are currently coaching programs are getting calls, and at least, hey, you heard this job's up. Like they might be interested at the very minimum.
Yeah,
so Michigan State needs to get involved in this now.
That's why Cignetti got that big old extension, days after James Franklin was fired.
Right.
Because there was all this talk about, is he going to leave to go to Penn State? Like, they just wanted to get that over with.
Michigan State needs to start the searching, the process to find a new coach right now. Stop waiting around. Join the other teams.
Especially to your point of that was Jonathan Smith's last chance to actually, quote-unquote, save his job.
Right.
I don't think it mattered, but at least that was an opportunity to win against your rival at home, and then a team you haven't beaten in 4 years. That this rivalry really has not been dominated by either side in a long time, and now it is by Michigan, which is frustrating. That was his last chance, and obviously it was blown. We knew it was going to happen, went down exactly how we thought. So, yeah, there's no way he saves his job now, whether he's fired now or he's fired in December.
And looking at that rivalry, it's like Bryce Underwood is only going to get better. Michigan's the youngest team in the Big Ten. It goes back to Ann Arbor next year.
They don't have a bunch of NFL prospects on the team right now, Michigan. They probably
they're all freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, they probably will next year and the year after. Like this is the first time Michigan's defense hasn't been loaded up with leaguers on it.
And they've got future leaguers, I'd imagine, but not guys that are going to get drafted.
Exactly.
So Michigan's only going to get better. And then by the time you're back in East Lansing, it's like, what on earth is Bryce Underwood going to look like? Now, that's like looking way far ahead, but the last 2 years were the years to get Michigan in down years, and you failed to do it. What does that tell you about where Michigan State's program is right now? Very frustrating for all the Michigan State alums right now. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We'll hit the rest of the news when we come back here on 100.9 The Mitt. Ace Hardware and Sports, locally owned and proudly family operated right here in Midland. Take advantage of the $3 off Ortho Weed Killer, proven power to get your yard back, or go bigger with $10 off Spruce Weed and Grass Killer, tough on the weeds and easy on your wallet. Visit them on East Main Street in downtown Midland, right where local service meets big-time savings, supporting your yard and your community all in one stop.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
The new rebranded Matt Smith Modern Realty. Well, Matt Smith Outdoors was really reflective of how I started my real estate journey, taking my outdoor experience, moving that into the real estate space to help people buy and sell land. So many people in this region ended up calling me and wanting me to work with them to help them buy and sell homes. This new brand was more reflective of what I'm delivering to people in this region every day.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove, masks that show you the underwater magic, and tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
Hey Midland, join the Silver Sneakers and Renew Active programs at the Midland Community Center, where fitness for seniors is fun and free. With Silver Sneakers and Renew Active, seniors 65 and older enjoy access to Greater Midland Community Center, North Family Center, and Coleman Family Center, all at no extra cost with eligible Medicare Advantage plans. Dive into all group fitness classes, exclusive Silver Sneakers classes, and our Greater Midland Walking Club. Get moving with Silver Sneakers and Renew Active at the Midland Community Center.
The high school football game of the week, presented by the Forward Corporation.
It's the playoffs, district semifinal round. The 8-1 Dow Chargers are the top seed in Division II, Region 2. They host the 5-4 Mott Corsairs from Waterford. Down Waterford Mott. Pre-game coverage at 6:50 on Friday night.
Don't miss any of the action on the Great Lakes Bay region's home for sports. Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Looms. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader.
Let's pick out a good wine. Let's discover a new taste from a new place. Let's meet the people who handpick the grapes in places dedicated to the craft, in a land that only knows one way to grow things, rich and full. Welcome to Michigan, where the 4 seasons and 4 Great Lakes smile on the winemaker, where the quality of the wine is exceeded only by the warmth of the greeting waiting for us. And with more than 90 wineries, covering more than 13,000 acres, the harvest has never been better. So let's wander through lush vineyards, discover hidden treasures in vast cellars, and renew ourselves in comfortable tasting rooms. Let's all raise a glass. Let's gather our closest friends and become even closer. Because taking time to toast the beauty and bounty of life is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, lots of stuff going on across the sports world outside of just the local stuff, so let's hit the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Mr. Sandel.
Hey, Mr. Bosscher.
I mean, we got to kick off by saying...
Yeah, that's right. Do it.
It's a sports equinox day. We've got a Monday Night Football game. We've got 2 NHL games. We've got 8 NBA games. And we've got World Series Game 3. It is just the 32nd time in the history of the world that all 4 Major League sports are playing on the same day.
What?
Can't wait.
32nd time in human history. Man, I love the sports equinox. I've already placed a terrible parlay that's never going to hit, but it's hilarious to do.
Doesn't it feel like we've had one each of the last 3 years?
Yeah,
though?
I mean, it's kind of worked out. Do you think they do it on purpose? They're
I
like,
don't
we
know.
got to get the equinox in here. I don't know. I love it, though. I'm super
I do
excited.
too.
Yeah, we got a ton going on. Like you said, World Series Game 3 tonight. We'll kick off the news with that. 1-1, so we didn't really get a chance to recap the games that happened this weekend. But Blue Jays won Game 1 on Friday. Dodgers won Game 2 on Saturday. So tonight, Game 3, they're back in Los Angeles. It's Max Scherzer against Tyler Glasnow.
Just a couple legends going at it, if you want to call Tyler Glasnow a legend. But Game 2, Yamamoto goes the distance.
Awesome.
Complete game. Dodgers they don't need a bullpen, right? The guys coming out of their bullpen are starters and Sasaki and Kershaw, and they're just going to let their guys go 8-9 innings anyway. So this has been a fascinating matchup. After the Blue Jays belt whooped them in Game 1 in Rogers Center, you and I were together, and we were like, I bet you the Dodgers are still favored. And sure enough, they were, and that was the right decision because, well, they win Game 1, or they win Game 2. They steal one on the road. They're going back to Dodger Stadium now. Would anyone be surprised if they just ripped off 3 in a row? No. So I love where this series is at. I guess Dodgers
series.
in 5.
I think I did Dodgers in 6, I'm pretty sure.
I still think one of us is going to hit.
Yeah.
One of us is going to be right, I think.
Ohtani is pitching Game 4. So obviously, I mean, he's been great as a pitcher so far in the playoffs. Like you said, I love the strategy of the Dodgers here. They're kind of zagging with how we've seen the trend of pitching in the playoffs the last several years.
Right.
Where, like, the second your pitcher is in the 4th inning and walks a guy, it's like, nah, we need to get new guys in here to face this lineup. Whereas the Dodgers are just like, nah, Yamamoto, you're pitching the whole game 2 games in a row.
Well, it helps that they have awesome starting pitching.
Right. Yeah, I mean, their pitching has been great, so that completely helps it. So we're watching that. Game 3 tonight. Pistons, they're back on tonight. I know you want to get into them a little bit later, but yesterday,
so much I want to get into them.
We'll just quickly note that they won their home opener yesterday against the Celtics. Boston now 0-3 to start the year, and they face the Cavs tonight for a back-to-back home game. That's on Peacock tonight, Ben. Peacock Mondays in the NBA.
Cavs also coming off the back-to-back tonight.
That's good to know. We appreciate that. Okay, we talked about LSU. They fired Brian Kelly last night. The buyout situation is going to be interesting because as it stands right now, he has $54 million remaining on that contract. The details have not been laid out yet as far as how that buyout's going to look.
He also hasn't technically been fired
right.
yet. They've just informed him that they don't want him to be the head coach.
They informed him of the intention to dismiss him as the head coach, whatever all that means. I didn't like the wording of all that report.
Well, they hadn't even told the team when that went public yet. Isn't that the weirdest part?
Right.
The team was just watching this go down just like we were. Like, wait, what's happening?
Just
we got
brutal.
the governor of Louisiana on the Zoom calls making decisions on the future of Brian Kelly. Like, what is going on?
Don't understand. Very odd. But LSU drops out of the updated college football AP Top 25 poll. We're going to be getting these college football playoff rankings here pretty soon, right? I think that starts here next week. I think it's the first week in November. I could be incorrect there.
Good.
But let's talk about the AP poll. Not a lot of changing going on. The top 5 remains the same of Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, who got a big win, of course, over LSU.
Huge. I was really impressed with Marcel Reed.
They're good.
He's like a little Kyler Murray.
It's just so funny how, like, they basically before the game were like, yeah, Brian Kelly's getting fired really no matter what happens. What?
Who said that?
It was like that was just like the talk of just like, yeah, Brian Kelly's getting fired no matter what. I don't really understand that. Bama 4, Georgia 5. Ole Miss picks up another big win over Oklahoma. Man, Ole Miss is fun to root for. And it's probably just because they have Chambliss from Ferris State and everything. But Lane Kiffin is just super animated and he's hilarious. Like probably the funniest coach in college football. They're a fun
do you
team
see
to root
him
for.
post game?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So there's a clip of him post-game doing like a standard post-game interview, and someone from Oklahoma walks by, and he's like, and he basically like puts his arm around him. He's like, points at him. He's like, this guy was telling me all game that we couldn't score on them. Like, well, look at the score now, buddy. Like, what?
Crazy.
Just trash talking a kid on the other team.
It's a crazy thing to say to a player, yeah. So Ole Miss is up to 7. Vanderbilt, another huge win. That's on College Game Day against Missouri. They bump up 1 spot to 9.
I love that Vandy team.
They're fun, man.
Pavia is awesome.
They have another big game this week, I'm pretty sure. So that's going to be pretty interesting to check out. I have it pulled up here really quickly. It's not going to be College Game Day because it won't go back-to-back. Yeah, Vandy and Texas is this week. Woo!
Texas is Oh my!
What a
That
comeback
might be
win
one of
for
the worst.
Texas this week too, by the way, against Mississippi State.
Yeah, they shouldn't have never been in that case, in that situation. Texas is like truly competing to be one of the worst preseason number 1 teams ever.
That's a good point. But yeah, Vandy, Texas, they play this week. Texas ranked at 20, Vandy at number 9. The rest of the rankings, Michigan bumps up to number 21, and Oklahoma, who lost to Ole Miss, falls down to number 18. Speaking of Texas, Ben, Arch Manning left that game right after they scored that touchdown in overtime with a concussion. I don't know if you saw the clip of the play that it happened on, but man, he really smacked his head on the turf pretty hard. He leaves with a concussion, so his status for this upcoming week against Vanderbilt is up in the air, which obviously really plays into things.
Are they better without him?
I would assume not.
Is anyone willing to bring that up as a topic?
Remember that was a topic last year? Like, is Texas better without Quinn Ewers with Arch Manning?
Well, that was the argument you and I kept making.
Right.
Like, I thought Arch Manning, I was like, why are you not playing Arch Manning? Because Quinn Ewers got progressively worse as the season went on. Remember, he destroyed Michigan in week 2 to the point where I was like, oh, that guy's hot. Like, he's going to be an NFL quarterback. His footwork's incredible. And then every game that went by, I was like, wait, I think I'm wrong. This guy's actually bad. I don't know who their backup is, but we're about to find out.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
he
maybe
played
not.
earlier this year, too.
Concussion protocol is always weird, so we'll see how bad it was for him.
Yeah, especially in college. Seems loosely policed.
Exactly. Speaking of injuries, we got to talk about the devastating injury that happened in the NFL yesterday. Our boy John just cannot have anything go his way with the New York Giants. Cam Scatterboot dislocates his right ankle, and the Giants lost to the Eagles. An absolutely gruesome injury if you saw this one live. One of them sideways foot actions, just nasty stuff. You feel for it with Scatterboot. He's been kind of a fan favorite in the NFL, not just with Giants fans, but he is obviously likely done for the season.
Just call it what he's done.
Yeah.
That was disgusting. Truly, like his. Ugh.
I know.
I don't.
Yeah.
We can move
It's
on.
just terrible. Let's talk about something good. Hey, our old friend Aaron Glenn, he got a win with the New York Jets, Ben. The Jets and the Bengals was truly the only good game yesterday. It was actually crazy that it worked out that way. It was the only close game, and it was a fun one to watch. They stormed back. They were down by 18 points. Aaron Glenn goes for 2, and everyone's like, why is he going for 2? Well, he goes for 2 because they come down and score again, and they take an extra point to take the lead. Breece Hall throws a touchdown pass to Mason Taylor when he wasn't even open, and it was just an awesome game, and shout out to the Jets for picking up a win. Justin Fields, man, wasn't even supposed to start in this game. They were going to bench him, but Tyrod Taylor got hurt in practice. Fields plays and goes off against the Bengals' terrible defense.
My favorite part was after the game when Aaron Glenn was doing his halftime or his post-game speech. And
This
said,
is what we do.
Yeah, he was like 522 yards. That's who we are. No, that's actually not even a little bit who you've been.
How about that defense?
Thanks, Aaron.
He gave up 40, but I don't want to make fun of Aaron Glenn, man. He's a great guy. I'm happy for him getting his first win. Okay, we have a couple more things to do, but let's quickly touch on this. The Red Wings didn't play yesterday. They played on Saturday. They beat the Blues 6-4. They're going to face them again tomorrow night, this time at St. Louis.
Well, we're going to gloss over the fact that they scored 6 unanswered, down 4-0 in this one. 6 straight goals. Emmett Finney, man, this guy is definitely got to keep your eyes on. Rookie of the Year potential for the Wings for their gem of a 7th-round pick. That was a fun game.
Yeah, totally. I do want to get one more thing in here. We have a good amount of NBA news to talk about. We'll wait to do that later. But Jonathan Taylor scored 3 touchdowns again yesterday, Ben. 63rd touchdown of his career. There's only 4 running backs in NFL history that have had more touchdowns in their first 75 career games. LaDainian Tomlinson, Emmitt Smith, Jim Brown, and Adrian Peterson. 4 of the greatest running backs of all time. So shout out to Jonathan Taylor.
I think Jonathan Taylor pretty much wrapped up Offensive Player of the Year yesterday as long as he doesn't get hurt.
Especially with JSN on bye, it kind of like it hurts JSN's case, obviously, that he does that the same week.
And Puka.
Yeah, exactly. Like just incredible stuff from JT.
I know we're only, week 8? Very rarely is someone having a season as memorable as this, right? So unless he gets hurt, I think he's pretty much going to win it. And you and I called that Indianapolis blowout.
Yeah, I mean it was blowout.
I took an alt spread on
It was a blowout Sunday. It was so many blowouts. I took alt spread on Bills and the Eagles because I just felt confident in it and worked out.
Yeah, sure did. All right, let's get to our stock exchange when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Mitt. Hey, next summer, Explore the Great Lakes shipwrecks and dive into adventure with Dive and Glide. Sign up for open water dive courses right now at diveandglideinc.com and learn the skills, practice, and get certified. Whether you're a beginner or brushing up on your skills, they've got the classes to get you underwater with confidence. If you're already a pro, shop the best state-of-the-art gear online. I'm talking fins, regulators, masks, gauges, and more. Visit diveandglideinc.com to gear up for next summer. That's diveandglideinc.com, Michigan's home for all things scuba.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Isaiah, let's play some word association.
I'm ready.
Spring.
Repairs.
Wind.
Roofing.
Rain.
Gutters.
Leak.
Buckley Satinbury Repair.
Who do you call?
Ghostbusters.
No, son. Who do you call?
Buckley Satinbury Repair.
That's right. Don't wait until spring. Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
Well, a couple things I'll mention. One I'm really proud of is the work we've done on post-secondary education, because when we think about what really transforms an individual's life, it's education. Mm-hmm. That makes such a difference in the ability to be able to have a livable wage, to be able to contribute to your community, to be able to give back. So the work that we've done in the post-secondary space, because we give out a lot of scholarships, but when I got there, I went, it seems like we're just a processor of scholarships. I want to be a promoter of education.
Yeah. Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
At Tommy's Express, you can get your car clean, shiny and dry in just minutes. Our state-of-the-art eco-friendly wash delivers a spotless finish every time. With the Tommy Club app, enjoy unlimited washes or paper wash. Skip the line with license plate recognition and manage everything right from your phone. Fast, clean, and simple. Visit Tommy's Express today and see the difference. Text Clean Card to 86697 for a free works wash.
Offer valid for new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Since 2007, the Michigan Baseball Foundation has invested over $1.8 million into our communities, supporting over 350 projects across 14 Michigan counties. From restoring Alma Little League fields to creating nature-based classrooms at the Chippewa Nature Center and enhancing accessibility at the middle of the Mitt Miracle Field, MBF is making a real difference. Every ticket to a Great Lakes Loons game helps fund these initiatives. Join us in building a stronger, more vibrant community. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
I'm right there, coming.
Trick or treat.
Hello, children. I'm sorry. I forgot to go buy candy this year. Hey, don't be rude, okay? I'm forgetful. You're just mean. Now, hold on. I do have these 8x10 glossies of Bill Simonson and Anthony Bellino. Happy Halloween from the Great Lake Basin's home for sports. 100.9 The Mitt.
Let's go! Get him going!
Mondays this football season when you want the NFL.
I got your back! We're going to the Super Bowl!
It's right here.
Make this thing happen. Come on.
We've got Monday Night Football all season long.
We got a big one coming up, guys.
Tonight, Chiefs and Commanders from Arrowhead, Kansas City's third primetime game in the last 4 weeks. Tonight at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Michigan.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. Let's do our stock exchange here on a Monday.
You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
The stock market.
The show goes on.
All right, buying, selling stock after a weekend of sports. What do we got? Kyle, kick us off.
Okay, I think I'm going to do something that you don't usually do, and that's sell stock on a team that lost a football game.
Oh, boy.
But I lost all faith on the Bears making the playoffs this weekend, so I'm going to sell my Bears stock. They're done. How do you lose to the Ravens without Lamar? I thought that this was really sketchy, this line being moved. You know, obviously the whole Lamar practice report thing. He was a full participant on Friday, then all of a sudden doesn't play. Really weird. The line moves to, 2.5, I think is what it closed at. Even though Lamar wasn't playing, the Ravens were still 2.5-point favorites. Thought that was super sketch. Figured the Bears would win this game, and they really never were in this. I mean, they were in the game, but they never were winning this game. The Ravens controlled it the whole time. I mean, how do you not win this football game? This Ravens team has been bad without Lamar. The defense is not very good. Tyler Huntley gets the start because Cooper Rush was so bad, so they're on their third string. I couldn't believe that. I'm just done with the Bears. They are not making the playoffs.
Yeah, they get to 4-2, 4 straight wins. Their best win was the Cowboys. You know, Caleb Williams has not thrown a touchdown back-to-back weeks. Each of those games, he's thrown an INT. He's not been very good.
No.
And he's putting up yards, he's putting up good totals, but
he played really bad in that game.
Yeah, every time they need him to come through with a big play, it feels like he starts getting rushed and doesn't see the field very well and starts to panic in the pocket and just wants to evade the pressure and roll out. I don't know if he's ever just going to be able to sit in the pocket and, play quarterback from that spot. He's way more comfortable getting out, and I think we've talked about it. I don't know if he's big enough or small enough or big enough or fast enough to really be that elusive guy behind the line of scrimmage. They're in trouble. You're right.
They are 4-3 at the end of the day, but I think that's why it's still fine to sell their stock because they're above 500. So, look, I'm out. I'm done with the Bears.
I like it. I'm going to sell my stock on the Rooney family, the Steelers owners.
Okay.
How does someone not put their foot down and say, we can't wear these jerseys on national television? We just can't do it. I don't know who is in charge of picking the jerseys on a week-to-week basis of when the alternates come out. I don't know who's in charge of designing the jerseys, but I do know if the Rooney family said, we're not wearing these, they would not wear them. So I'm going to sell stock on them because those were the ugliest football jerseys I've ever seen in my life. Pittsburgh had some ugly jerseys. The Packers have some ugly jerseys. But yesterday, Pittsburgh rolled out what might have been the worst jersey the NFL has ever seen. It was gross.
That's a great point because both of these teams, specifically Aaron Rodgers, has really donned some bad jerseys in his career. Like those navy Green Bay ones have always been some of the grossest jerseys ever.
Right.
And then obviously he has to rock those Steelers ones yesterday. I get the Steelers have a long history of all this stuff, but...
No, those were brand new, weren't they?
Well, yeah, but it probably I assume it paid homage to something from the past with the Steelers. But I mean, the tan pants with the yellow jerseys and yellow socks.
So bad.
Why was that ever the combo? That's just never going to be the combo. So I'm with you. They were really gross.
Sorry, Rooney family.
Yeah, sorry to anyone who watched that football game too. Okay,
sore on my eyes. I didn't think that game could get any uglier between a Packers team and a team with Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers rolled out with that jersey. I didn't even want to watch it.
I'm going to do something the opposite of what I just did with the Bears. I'm actually going to buy stock on the Atlanta Falcons.
Who just lost.
I think who just lost. I think I'm actually still comfortable with the Falcons. Look, they just lost to the Miami Dolphins, one of the worst teams in the NFL for sure. They also, Kirk Cousins plays in this game. Michael Penix, shockingly, is out for no reason. I'm happy we got a reminder of how 2025 Kirk Cousins is, because people are getting hyped for this and like, oh, is he going to be a quarterback that teams could trade for?
Nope.
No. Drake London randomly doesn't play in this game either. And I just think that, I don't know, I still like Atlanta to maybe be a sneaky wild card team in the NFC. This was just an odd week. Throw it out the window.
Well, that was going to be my question. Like, you're buying stock on them. I'm with you. They're not actually as bad as they looked on Sunday, but like, what's the best case scenario for them? They win the division. They're a playoff team.
I think they could still
team?
sneak into the wild card.
Okay.
But, I mean, like, it's going to take some work, obviously, but that's what I'll go with.
All right. I don't hate that because, yeah, they're not going to be as bad as they were on Sunday. The bigger concern, honestly, was how many points they gave up to Miami,
and
who struggled to score the ball.
Miami was running Tua obviously still played terrible, but like they were still running the football like incredibly effectively on this Atlanta team that has been great against the run this season. So yes, that was a little bit of a concern.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's really getting. I mean, like, that's not an injury thing that they can fix overnight. I don't.
Right.
That was weird.
We'll see.
I will. I think I already have more stock than maybe anybody on the planet on Victor Wembanyama. I'll just continue to buy the stock because it's still trending upwards. And I might just buy the stock every single day, every Monday for the next decade, knowing that he's eventually going to be one of the 5 best players of all time. Oh, we're going that far. Yeah, this Wemby story is. I'm fascinated with it. He's become must-watch television for me. I have a bet on him to win MVP from February. I placed it again, so a second time before the season started. I bet on him to lead the league in points. I didn't realize I placed it in February. I bet on him to lead the league in points per game after one game, and I bet on him to win the NBA in-season cup tournament because it was plus 5,000, which seemed like ridiculous value. They're 3-0. Like, the Spurs have a good defense, and he can't be stopped. So I will just buy stock on him every day. I think he's already the second best player in the NBA.
Some of the names that you've bought stock on are just through the 100 episodes of the show is so funny.
Why?
Wembanyama, Ohtani, Caitlin Clark, Scottie Scheffler.
Hey,
it's all coming off of big things too.
Have the Ohtani has the Ohtani thing not worked out?
No, you're right.
Have I not profited off the Ohtani stuff?
It's kind of funny though, is all I'm saying. Like,
sure, I just believe in these guys to like. If Wemby wins an MVP at any point, don't I technically win?
Sure.
And I think he's could win one this year. I know I'm buying stock in him when he's peaking, but like, is he peaking? He's 21.
Right. No,
I'm just going to keep buying more and more. It's like Netflix. It's like, yeah, dabble here and there. Every paycheck, put a couple
It's
dollars
just like an
it.
obvious buy. Of course I'm going to buy Wemby stock, Like maybe I'm going to sell my Wemby stock right now.
That would be idiotic.
You never know, Ben. It could be smarter than buying. I was thinking about do you see what happened in that UFC fight this weekend, by the way?
Yeah, the eye poking.
I was thinking about doing something with that, just like the fact that
I'll just sell stock on Aspinall.
But like, why does that count as a win? I don't know. I just feel I get like you can't poke in the eye. Of course,
I don't think it was a win. I thought it was a no decision.
I thought they gave the other dude the win.
No, it was a no decision.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not like Aspinall loses his title.
I thought that's what happened.
No,
I guess I was mistaken.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly do a buy here. Next Monday, start of college basketball. Buckle up, folks. It's about to be the peak time of sports for the year. So now's the perfect time to buy Colin Carr stock.
Oh.
Don't know if you watch Colin Carr's scrimmage highlights versus Bowling Green. Oh, it's Bowling Green. Oh, it's a scrimmage. Who cares? I don't care. Colin Carr's so good. I love watching him play, man. He's my favorite player ever, and I'm buying stock on him. He's going to be a star this year, man. He's going to be a star. All Big Ten team he will make this year.
Wow. I have another college basketball buy, but I'm going to save that for the end of the 10 o'clock hour. How's that for a tease? 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. Hey, it was a weekend full of football, but the Lions were on the bye, which means we have a little bit of time to talk about the team that went undefeated this weekend. And I want to take back everything I said after one game because, man, this team has been impressive. I'll tell you who that is when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Since 1940, Yiter Insurance Group has been a trusted friend to generations of your neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region and across the country. Proudly representing auto owners insurance, we're licensed in nearly every state, so no matter where life takes you, we got you covered. And because we're an independent insurance agent, we don't believe in one size fits all. We work for you to find coverage that fits your life, your family, and your business. That's why families and businesses have relied on Yiter Insurance and auto owners for peace of mind. Yiter Insurance Group, local roots, national reach, and always your friend in the insurance business.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
The Michigan State Spartans.
Touchdown, MSU.
Heard right here on the Great Lakes Bay region's home for sports.
MSU's looking for their first Big Ten win. Heading to Minnesota to face the Golden Gophers, who have rode the boats to a 5-3 record. Kickoff Saturday at 3:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Don't miss a moment of Spartans football on Sports Radio 100.9.
Let's give them what they want.
Do it!
100.9 The Mitt.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes lose.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
989-837-6125. Welcome back in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Mitt. Kyle Sandel behind the glass today. Ladies and gents, how about those Detroit Pistons? Oh, my. They win on Friday night against Houston. Huge win. They go on the road down to Houston, a team that has been their rival in a way the last couple of years, a team that got tremendously better over the course of the offseason and is supposed to be one of the best teams in the Western Conference. They take them down Friday night on the road. Then they come home on Sunday against the Celtics team. They get blitzed in the first quarter in their home opener. Crowd gets deflated. Everyone's looking around like, what is going on? We're not about to lose to this Jason Tatum-less Celtics team, are we? They claw back into it. The defense was alive. If you want to define Detroit Pistons basketball, the hustle, the grit, the dive on the floor, the willingness to fight, and I don't mean like fist fight, I mean just like fight for the loose ball, everything, all the small stuff. That was a perfect example of it. They claw all the way back. They end up getting a dominant win. It wasn't a blowout or anything like that, but they win the game. Cade really hasn't found his rhythm yet, and they're still winning basketball games with a 2-1 record to start the season. I don't think Cade's been fantastic by any means yet. But the reason they won yesterday was dominant on the glass. Jalen Duren with 17 rebounds. 17. Asar Thompson with 12. And toughness and grittiness on the defensive side of the floor. The combination of Asar Thompson and Ron Holland being able to play together now, since Ron Holland has developed the jump shot, and the only reason they're really allowed to play together is because Isaiah Stewart is now a real threat from the outside, so you can play a stretch 5 with those two. The mayhem that those two cause defensively, Kyle, is a real thing that the Pistons are going to give issues to other teams for. There are going to be teams that really struggle, and we saw the Celtics do it yesterday, really struggle when both Asar Thompson and Ron Holland share the floor. Because Ron Holland's this pit bull, point of attack guard. He's going to be on you like right from the second you across half court. The on-ball pressure from him mixed with Asar being in the lanes, it leads to, in the passing lanes, willing to jump anything. It leads to a lot of fun transition basketball for the Detroit Pistons, and we saw that on full display yesterday. I was very impressed, and I know after game one, I was a little bit concerned of the lack of backup guard, the lack of point guard, other than Cade Cunningham. Well, they haven't had Karis LeVert the last 2 games, and it hasn't mattered because the defense has been so good. Jalen Duren has been so dominant on the glass, and Asar Thompson is taking that leap forward that we thought he might.
Yeah, that duo, man, from 9 to 5. It's tough for the defense or for the offense to get anything going against those 2 guys. And you talk about them in the break. I mean, it feels like they're kind of leaning into that identity that they established last year of the hustle and rebounding and defense, and they've maximized it times 1,000. I mean,
yes.
They certainly have lost some shooting and some scoring with Malik Beasley and Dennis Schroeder being gone. It's nice to see Duncan Robinson have at least on the game against Houston, have a bounce-back game after game 1. And that's just how he's going to be. He's going to be the streaky three-point shooter. There's no question about that. Same thing with Karis LeVert. But I think that adding those, getting Ron Holland more involved this season and playing those 2 guys together was something we did not see much of last year.
No, because Holland couldn't shoot.
Right.
And Asar still can't shoot.
It wasn't a tremendous lineup at the end of the day. It wasn't very great offensively for those guys.
But
they
now
still can't shoot. But
Holland's willing to shoot them at least. He is unafraid of taking the shot, which that's all I care about. They're going to fall. He's hit a couple in every game. I think yesterday was the first time he didn't hit a 3, but he took 3 of them. It's not like he's scared to shoot the basketball. Asar, you still see it a little bit.
Which is fine because we probably don't even want him to shoot the basketball. Ron Holland is at least a comfortable catch-and-shoot three-point shooter.
Right.
Asar
In the
Thompson
corner
hesitates every single time when he's looking to do it, So
I feel comfortable Ron shooting in the corner, and I feel comfortable with Isaiah Stewart shooting from anywhere, which is kind of unlocking a new element to this offense.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw that 2 years ago before, and that's what I was a little worried about with JB Bickerstaff was man, we kind of unlocked something with Isaiah Stewart's three-point ability, and then last year they just decided he's not taking any threes this season.
Well, he only played the 5.
Right, but even if he did though, he just still wasn't taking threes, and this year that's obviously been much different. But I think the combination too, and this is a name that a lot of people, if you haven't watched the Pistons yet this year, you probably don't know yet, but I think you should. Is the combination of those 2 defensive guys with Javonte Green, who truly is just another pit bull defensively, just brings the intensity on defense. You have 3 of those guys now that you really feel great about when any of those guys are on the floor to guard the best perimeter guy on the other team. And then
not to mention Cade, who's just continues to be one of the best rim protecting guards in the NBA. Had a couple phenomenal blocks in transition yesterday.
To me, and obviously I texted you guys this during the game yesterday, but it feels like the most important thing this year is Jalen Duren has to stay on the floor.
Yes.
Because when he is on the floor, it feels like any sort of drive or penetration from the offense in the half court will absolutely result in 2 points.
Or a trip to the line.
Right. The lob to JD, or if you do it so many times in a row because it's just so effective that they're playing the lob and all of a sudden you actually have an open lay to the rack now, it seems like an automatic 2 points every single time if you just get any sort of penetration with Cade in the game or not.
And you know what else feels automatic? Asar Thompson being able to get 2 feet into the paint, which just collapses the defense on its own.
Yeah.
His athleticism, the 1.01% athlete in the NBA is him. And now that there's some touch around the rim, some skilled, stuff in transition, he is taking it up a notch. Yesterday he matched a career high, only 22 points. I can only imagine that's going to get shattered at some point this season.
For sure.
The All-Star campaign for Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren, I think starts this week. It starts early. All-Star game in February, never too early to start thinking about this kind of stuff. Look around the Eastern Conference. You don't think the Pistons can get a second guard? The Hawks don't look as good as we thought they were going to be. Orlando also in that kind of same category. I know it's early, but I kind of see an avenue where the Pistons could potentially be a 3 seed. And I know that's ridiculous to talk about after 3 games, but who else in the Eastern Conference has been super impressive? The Pacers are 0-3. The Celtics are 0-3. Those are the 2 top teams from last season.
Right.
Philly's maybe a little bit better than we thought they were going to be, just because VJ Edgecombe, the rookie's awesome.
Nah.
But I don't know if the Pistons are able to play defense like they did yesterday, every game, I don't know why the Pistons wouldn't get a second All-Star this season. And that comes down to whether or not it's Jalen Duren or Asar Thompson, both of which had career games yesterday. 17 boards for Jalen Duren. And I think people forget he's 21. Like, he's younger than Asar, despite him being drafted a year prior to him, because he came into the NBA as like the youngest guy by a long shot. He is a grown man out there. There are some rebounds that he gets, and granted, the Celtics have maybe the worst center rotation in the NBA, so I don't expect him to just be a 17 boards guy every game. But there are some possessions where, like, whether it's on offense or defense, he is going up there like a grown man amongst boys to go get rebounds, or even on the offensive glass, then going back up. That is a humongous human being. His chest is just massive. Everyone thinks
he's only 21, man. He's in year 4 and he's only 21. That's unreal.
Everyone thinks Isaiah Stewart's like the enforcer, the tough guy, and he is. But like Jalen Duren is just as much of a problem on the glass, and that tough too. And we saw that Friday night when Amen Thompson, Asar's twin brother, kind of jumped on top of him, and he said, "I'm not having any of that," and two-hand shoved him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that is my biggest takeaway from this season. That when Jalen Duren is on the floor, it's so important. Like, he's gotten to the point where he's become too important to be, like,
in foul trouble every night.
I'm not saying that he can't, like, be the enforcer and be the tough guy, because that's, like, the identity of this team. I don't want them to go away from that. But he can't be getting ejected from games, you know?
No. And I think
it was like Isaiah Stewart, like, when he did it for a stretch of games. Like, dude, we like, kind of need you out there, man. There's a difference between being the tough guy and being the guy that gets involved in every single scrap that happens and being, like, crucially important to the team's success. I think there's a good happy medium there that Duren can find. But like you said, you combine that with the fact that he gets in foul trouble every single game.
Right.
It's like he still isn't this all-world defender by any means, but
he's pretty good.
But I just think what he's brought offensively is just it maximizes any deficiencies that he has on defense.
And Cade, his ability to get the ball above the rim right where Duren needs to finish it.
Everyone has been able to,
on
man.
Another level
Yesterday,
this season.
Tobias Harris had a couple really nice lobs to him. Like, Dennis Jenkins comes in, plays 10 minutes, and throws a nice lob to him. Like, all these guys, it's been very clear that if you are driving in the paint, just throw that thing up, dude. Duren will come down with it. Asar is the same way, too.
Oh,
like,
my God.
It's awesome. Just got to get some more shooting with this team. I still think
they're a shooter away.
Finding some more shooting with this team is truly important because it still does feel a little bit clunky in the half court. Especially when, you know, like some of the shooting is just not falling, some of the lineups that they run.
Well, again, that's why Isaiah Stewart, like being not just like a capable three-point shooter out there, but a guy that you actually have to worry about from out there is changing how I view like every lineup that's even possible. And you know what they did on Friday and yesterday that we've never seen JB Bickerstaff do is do the double bigs. They played Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren together, which was not possible until this season, because of the lack of three-point shooting from Isaiah Stewart. Now, Jalen Duren's never going to be a three-point shooter. I don't think that's happening ever.
That's fine. He doesn't need to be.
If Stu can hit him from outside the way that he has, it's not going to be a problem. And I think the reason we saw it against Houston on Friday is because, to match their size. But I think the reason they ran it against Boston was, hey, we're going to overpower you. They're going to have to do it tonight against Evan Mobley and Jared Allen because that's arguably the best, front court in the NBA when healthy. At least defensively.
For double bigs, too. Like, I mean, it's truly two centers out there, yeah.
And now the Pistons have the ability to match that tonight. I almost wonder if they go right to that in the starting lineup. Hey, here's our two bigs, too. Let's go. Because the Pistons haven't really wavered from their starting lineups over the years, right? They've kind of had their guys, their five
which I don't
people.
think, I mean, I don't know who gets, like, I like the current starting lineup.
I do, too.
I think it's what they should run.
But we're going to see double bigs at some point tonight, and I can't wait for it.
Totally.
The lineup that got me really excited yesterday was Ron Holland, Asar Thompson, Cade Cunningham, and Isaiah Stewart. And I know you love the Jalen Duren minutes, and I do too. But those four guys being able to play together defensively, that's a nightmare for anybody else. And I don't even know if it matters who the shooting guard is in that scenario. Probably Duncan, but you lose some defense.
You would like it to be Duncan, just from you do need to have a shooter out there.
But man, he had another rough game yesterday, it felt like.
Yeah, I just think, and no Karis LeVert obviously kind of played into that a little bit, so a little bit more tasking on Duncan Robinson to be like the lone shooter/scorer in this lineup.
But the perimeter defense of that lineup mixed with Isaiah Stewart being down low and protecting the rim, I just don't know how teams without elite guards are supposed to function with Asar and Ron Holland on the floor at the same time. Because it feels like Ron Holland, 4 times a game, just gives the Pistons 2 points, whether it's him or somebody else, because of a transition that he causes because of a forced turnover.
And he's so aggressive in the break, too, which is you don't see that a lot out of a young guy, at least especially compared to his rookie season.
He's aggressive and has good footwork.
More of an initiative this season to get to the hole in the fast break, which is awesome because he's great at it. And I think your biggest point is the fact that they're not being carried by Cade Cunningham right now, which would be fine if they were, because that would mean Cade is playing awesome.
I don't think Cade has particularly been great so far this season.
No, I mean, he's off to a little bit of a slower start. I think he's due to have one of these bigger games at some point. Hopefully it's tonight against a Cavs lineup that still starts 2 really small guards. Obviously they won't be matched up with him, but still, I think that there's a chance for it tonight. But yeah, it's not like Cade is carrying this team by any means. It's been the defense, the transition, and just the sheer fact of Jalen Duren being an absolute dominant center so far has got them 2 straight dubs.
I think Cade has been really good in all 3 fourth quarters that he's played. The other 9 quarters have been...
Turnovers are still obviously incredibly high.
Oh, it's very bad.
Yeah.
Like, have not improved at all.
But this is how it's been every year of his career. He turns the ball over a ton at the beginning of the year, and it just progressively goes down, and by the time we're post-All-Star break, he's turning the ball over only like 3 times a game.
Well, ideally, that's just cleaned up now.
Right. I mean, of course.
And having a backup point guard will help.
But it's not, like, shocking that this is happening. You know, that's kind of what I'm saying. And, yeah, that's your big point. I mean, this team has no guards still outside of Cade.
Yeah, we were real concerned after Game 1 of what does this look like without Cade on the floor. I thought Asar, the past 2 days running point guard, has been pretty sensational to watch. And to watch that progress right in front of our eyes, very exciting stuff. 989-837-6125. Couple more things when we come back here on the Ben Bosscher Show. Hey, at Aird Insurance, they understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs. Life, home, auto, fiscal, it's all available with Farm Bureau Aird. The team's got over 100 years of combined experience. They know exactly how to put you in the best position possible. The experience matters. That's why Aird Farm Bureau is the way to go. 10 o'clock hour, as always, here on the Ben Bosscher Show, is brought to you by Corning. Corning, a global leader in material science right here in Midland. From the glass in your smartphone to innovations that power clean energy and advanced medicine, Corning is shaping the future. But it's not just about the tech, it is about the people right here in Midland. Corning invests in the community with a legacy of innovation and commitment to what's next. They're proud to call Midland a part of its story, whether they're supporting local schools or creating opportunities in the area. Corning, creating life-changing innovations, one breakthrough at a time.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Max Stecker from Midland High School. With a 4.6 GPA, Max was a state-ranked discus and shot put thrower and the SVL Blues 2024 Player of the Year in football. Max credits his parents for instilling the work ethic in athletics and academics.
Both my parents, my mom was a teacher, so over the summers I'd be doing math packets, everything like that, staying on top of things. And then, my dad would always just, be the really big encourager as far as sports go and stuff like that.
Max is now attending Northwood, a member of the Timberwolves football and track and field team. He's majoring in accounting and finance. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete, as we are now taking applications for our 2025-26 scholarship program. Visit 1009themitt.com.
Every Wednesday on the Ben Bosscher Show, thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet, you've got a chance to be a big winner.
That's what this is all about. It always has been about.
Back-to-back weeks, we are giving away tickets to Spartan Stadium. November 15th, it is Penn State versus Michigan State in East Lansing, and thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet, we're sending you home with tickets, but you have to be listening to the Ben Bosscher Show for a chance to win. Again, that is Big Win Wednesday at 10:15 a.m., thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet here on the Mitt.
Let's go! Get him going! Mondays this football season when you want the NFL. I got your back! I got your back! I got your back! I got your back! It's right here.
Let's make this thing happen. Come on.
We've got Monday Night Football all season long.
We got a big one coming up, guys.
Tonight's Chiefs and Commanders from Arrowhead, Kansas City's third primetime game in the last 4 weeks. Tonight at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
Bel Air Brown, Dragon's Milk, Mad Hatter, Purple Gang, and Huma Loopalicious. These are names that let the imagination run wild and let the taste buds take a stroll. Welcome to the craft beer craze in Michigan. Bolstered by the Great Lakes and nurtured by the glacier-rich soil, here awaits a brewer's paradise. With fresh hops growing tall in the old Mission Peninsula and fresh barley fields sweeping the mitten, Michigan ranks 5th in the nation in the number of breweries, microbreweries, and brew pubs. From Good Harbor Golden to Whitefish Bay Wheat, from Motown Lager all the way to Park Bench Porter, Michigan is serving up a frosty glass of perfection. Whether you want to take in a game with a two-hearted ale or just sit on a front porch sipping a Steelhead Red, let's tap into life at its fullest and treat ourselves to a taste that's pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
You know, the other thing with the Pistons, after season home opener last night, or yesterday, I guess it wasn't at night, got another game today. One thing I was looking ahead at, and I know this is a little premature, but have you seen their in-season tournament schedule?
No, inform me.
So they play the Nets, who are maybe the worst team in the NBA, on the road. I like that. Then they play the Sixers at home, who have been pretty frisky this season, right? Then they play the Celtics at home on the road, who they just beat, and I don't know if the Celtics have an answer for what the Pistons bring defensively and on the glass. That's where they dominated the most, on the glass. And then they get the Magic, who will probably be the toughest game at home. You got to go 3-1 or 4-0 to win your group and go to the in-season tournament. I don't think it's all that crazy to say the Pistons are going to be doing that.
Well, remember last year? I mean, they were one game away from making the in-season tournament a year ago.
Yeah, and Giannis
they weren't even
said,
that good.
No, thank you.
Right, that was pretty rough.
But this season, they've got the established thing. They don't have to play that MVP caliber player. The closest thing they play to that is, God, I don't know. Do the Pistons have the best player in their group in Cade? I mean, Jaylen Brown was pretty unreal yesterday. They couldn't really stop him to getting to his spots.
He's going to have a really good year probably with no Tatum. But I would still say Cade.
I think Cade might be the best player in this group. Sorry, Joel Embiid.
Well, yeah, I mean, Embiid is playing 10 minutes a night.
I don't think it's off the table for them to go 4-0 and end up playing in the in-season tournament this year.
I would love that.
And as much as I was off of them after one game because there was some concerns, they have roped me back in and made me really believe that this season can be a continuation of how they ended last year and maybe even take a step forward because of the young guys, Duren, Asar, and Ron Holland, and Stu for that matter. He's not really a young guy anymore, but man, he's a veteran at this point who keeps getting better. All those guys have gotten better. You hope Cade eventually takes that step forward too. And I don't know how they wouldn't be a better team if all 4 or 5 of those things happen, which we've already seen like 3 of them occur.
And I think you add that in the fact with, to your point, the Eastern Conference is clearly down right now.
Yes.
And we knew that coming into the season, but even right now, just the way that things have started off, like a team like Boston that we thought maybe they have a chance to compete a little bit more than we gave them credit for. Same thing with Indiana. Both of those teams are 0-3 to start the season. So, I mean, obviously a lot can change. We're 3 games into the NBA year. Like, it's an 82-game-long season for a reason. But things are looking on the right trajectory right now for Detroit, for sure.
Milwaukee's still looming just because Giannis is a bully.
Yeah, they'll be a playoff team, no doubt about that.
They'll be a playoff team. Cleveland and the Knicks will both be good. Heat and Hornets off to maybe a little bit better of a start than people realized.
I think even just their next 2 games are very fun. Like, you have Cleveland tonight, which we know is going to be atop the Eastern Conference all season. A lot of people's pick to come out of the East this year. I think I actually picked them to come out of the East.
You did.
And then Orlando on Wednesday. Both games at home. Orlando's been like a team that's been on a similar trajectory as you the last several seasons. young core. They've had a lot of fun games against Orlando. Paulo versus Cade has always been a fun little debate between both fan bases. And Orlando was expected to take a big leap this year to be like a lot of people's pick to be the third best team out of the East, or at least that top team outside of Cleveland and New York, who are clearly the top 2 teams. So
maybe it's the Pistons who are fighting for that spot instead.
Maybe it's the Pistons, exactly. And so I think, and Orlando has a similar identity to Detroit. They play a ton of defense. They play big. They don't have a lot of shooting. They add Desmond Bane, who is obviously going to help that a ton. So these next 2 games for the Pistons are very fun to see what their footing is going to look like in the Eastern Conference with these other teams at the top.
And they're both at home, which is obviously a benefit for the Detroit Pistons. I thought the crowd yesterday was really good.
Yeah, so you were there. How was that? Yeah.
It was a really good pregame. Once the Celtics got off to that hot first quarter, it got pretty quiet. But there were some crowd pops, specifically on defense. Ron Holland and Stu diving on the floor for loose balls that really got LCA rocking. You know, the weirdest part yesterday was you look up at the rafters to go see the banners that have been hung for the 3 titles, all the jerseys that have been retired, all the Red Wings stuff.
No, they didn't take his jersey down, did they?
There was nothing hung from the Raptors.
Oh.
No titles, no Red Wings, no Pistons, nothing from the Raptors. My only explanation to that is we don't want to hang down Chauncey right now. I don't have another explanation. Do you?
Not really, no. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like,
why would the titles not be down?
Yeah, why would they take everything down? Like, what?
I don't know. There's no Red Wings titles. There's no Pistons titles.
Maybe they don't want to make it obvious that they're just, like, taking out Chauncey, so they're just taking out everything.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense.
You can't have all the Red Wings stuff and none of the Pistons. You can maybe get away with all the titles and no players, but then people start to wonder, like, why are there no players up there? I might be the only person that noticed this, but I was looking around.
Or just, like, keep everything up. Like, who cares? Chauncey Billups.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like,
he still won this team a title.
It didn't affect anything, you know, as far as the title of the team. I mean, maybe the NBA wanted them to or something. I don't really know.
No, there's no way the NBA could control that, could they? I don't think so.
I mean,
if they want to hang a guy's banner from the rafters,
yeah,
who's retired, I don't know how they'd be able to stop him from doing that. But that was my only explanation. I was looking around like, where are all the banners? And there was none.
It's kind of a shame.
They were all rolled up because they've got the ability to, roll them up electronically. I didn't see a single banner. It was very unfortunate. I think they should be able to hang down the Chauncey banner. I don't know what way this is going to go, but I don't think it has any impact on the 2004 title.
You don't think
obviously.
It does? It obviously doesn't. Yeah, like it has nothing to do with that. And he's not the coach of the Pistons. Like he coaches a different team. I get it's obviously
the other side of the country.
It's for sure a terrible look for everybody involved with Chauncey Billups, but like it has nothing to do with them winning the title in 2004, you know?
Well, it's not like you should be embarrassed of it.
Of course. He's still one of the greatest players to ever play in a Pistons uniform. That doesn't change anything. I wonder if his spread picks hit this week as good as mine, though, huh?
One of Chauncey's spread picks?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
How did you do, Chauncey, this weekend in spread picks?
Probably. I don't know if you can bet in jail. I think that's where he still is right now. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt. Kyle had a pretty good week in spread picks, which means he was hitting his dance moves on his floor. And if you've got a boring floor, you can turn it into a smooth, shiny, and durable floor with first-class epoxy. Perfect for garages, workshops, basements, and anywhere you want a floor to look great and last. It's tough enough for heavy traffic, like those dance moves I was talking about from Kyle. Professional prep, flawless finish, done on time, and built to last. Say goodbye to stains, cracks, and dull gray floors, and say hello to slick, showroom shine. Call First Class Epoxy now or visit firstclassepoxynow.com. First Class Epoxy Now, where your floors get the VIP treatment they didn't even know they needed.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for awards members this month. It's October, so savings on all things spooky. $9.99 for an 100-count Halloween LED light string pack. And get those ghostly vibes with a giant glowing ghost inflatable, $99.99. Select Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And get ahead of the cold. Ace brand winterizer, just $16.99.
In every town, there's a team that brings us together. A team that stands for more than just the game. It's tradition. It's family. It's where we belong. Because this isn't just baseball. It's community. It's pride. It's home. This is the Great Lakes Loons. everyone's hometown team. The high school football game of the week, presented by the Forward Corporation.
It's the playoffs, district semifinal round. The 8-1 Dow Chargers are the top seed in Division II, Region 2. They host the 5-4 Mott Corsairs from Waterford. Down, Waterford Mott. Pre-game coverage at 6:50 on Friday night.
Don't miss any of the action on the Great Lakes Bay region's home for sports. Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt.
Every Wednesday on the Ben Bosscher Show, thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet, you've got a chance to be a big winner.
That's what this is all about. It always has been about.
Back-to-back weeks, we are giving away tickets to Spartan Stadium. November 15th, it is Penn State versus Michigan State in East Lansing, and thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet, we're sending you home with tickets, but you have to be listening to the Ben Bosscher Show for a chance to win. Again, that is Big Win Wednesday at 10:15 a.m. thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet here on the Mitt.
Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, 100.9 The Mitt. If you're new, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Got a lot to get to still in store today, including a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, Victory Monday. Let's play a little fact or fiction after a full Sunday of NFL football.
Are we counting as a Victory Monday with no Lions?
I mean, they didn't lose.
Right? At least like the Vikings and Bears lost, so kind of a victory.
The
if
Packers
Green Bay
won.
if Green Bay would have lost, it would have been better.
I don't think it counts as a Victory Monday.
No.
I think it's just a Monday.
Yeah, I think it's just a Monday. I agree.
Well, it was a Victory Monday for the Denver Broncos, who have scored 77 points in their last 5 quarters. They're now 6-2. Fact or fiction, they are threats to end the Chiefs' goal of achieving a decade straight of AFC West titles. They've won 9 straight. Can they win 10 straight, or is Denver a real threat here? Fact or fiction?
They are threats to win. They're a game and a half up on them. Of course they're threats. This would have been better if it was just they are going to win, because that would make me feel different. Of course they're threats to take the division from the Chiefs. I get that look, the Chiefs is the hot pick for everyone to win the Super Bowl, and Mahomes is going to win MVP. Sure, that's great. At the end of the day, the Broncos are 6-2. Like, that's a great record. I still don't love them like to go on a run in the playoffs or anything, but as far as to win the division, of course they're a threat. That's a fact.
No, that is fiction,
it's
Kyle.
Fiction.
That is
You're
fiction.
right. No, you're right.
You know,
It's fiction.
they may be still 6-2. You know who's favored to win the AFC West is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Don't care.
They play twice still to come. November 16th
They'll
in
split.
Denver, Arrowhead on Christmas. If they can win one of those games, they can become a threat. Until then, I'm just going to, hey, it's life, it's death, it's taxes, and it's Kansas City winning this division. I will not waver from that until I see it happen, and for that to happen, they're going to have to get at least one of those wins. So
Broncos plus 200 to win the division right now, too. That's not.
I'm not advising people to take that.
That's bad odds, man. They're 6-2. That should.
You want to know why it's
plus
bad odds?
140.
You want to know why it's bad odds? Because Kansas City's going to win this division. It is fiction that they are threats.
They're
the
not
Chiefs.
even threats.
No,
Okay.
they have to beat Kansas City to be a threat.
Okay.
That is our first one.
Wait, so are the Chargers threats since they beat Kansas City, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
they have the head-to-head win over Kansas City.
I see how this works.
All right, second one. Patriots. They scored 32. 422 yards against that Cleveland Browns defense. It's allegedly pretty good. 5 straight wins. The Patriots are Super Bowl contenders. Fact or fiction?
This is such fiction. Look, Drake May is good and everything. I'm not going to sit here and do the whole bit where, like, I tell you Drake May is not actually that good or whatever.
He's unbelievable.
Sure, he's something, that's for sure. Let me give you
He's
quick,
awesome.
Let me give you a quick statistic here, Ben. Teams in the NFL that have 2 or 1 win, there's 7 of them.
Uh-huh. The Patriots have beaten all of them?
The Patriots they've actually lost one of them.
Oh, the Raiders.
They have beaten, or they have played 6 of those 7 teams on their schedule. And then one
How
of their,
many?
Right. And then one of them is the Carolina Panthers, who honestly belongs in the group with the bad teams. Like, we're not sitting here acting like Carolina is actually a good team. So, Carolina, we can toss them in with the bad teams.
Sure, I hear what you're saying.
Like, they're, like, truly, I'm not even just trying to be that guy, but, like,
It's a joke.
They have played one good team all year. They've played the Bills, and it was a great win. That's an awesome win to go on the road and beat the Bills. What was that, Sunday Night Football, I'm pretty sure? Like, that's absolutely an awesome win. But the rest of your schedule being Raiders lost, Dolphins win,
Okay,
Steelers
but
lost.
but-
We know the Steelers are frauds.
Sure.
Panthers, Saints, Titans, Browns.
But can't we throw out the first 3 weeks of the season usually? Like, the Lions
let's
lost to
look
the
at
Packers.
the last 4. Let's look at the last 4. Like I just said, Panthers, Saints, Titans, Browns.
All wins. What do you
How
want
am
them
I
to do?
supposed
What do you want them to do?
How am I supposed to be like, oh, yeah, this team is a Super Bowl contender? Can you play a playoff team and then I can
Sure.
make that decision?
Sure. I lean more fiction, but this team is a lock to make the playoffs.
I've never seen a team with such an easy schedule. Like,
It's actually mind-boggling.
how does a team get that schedule so easy?
And then you look at the Giants, who had a just as bad draft pick, who have the most gauntlet of a schedule you will ever see in your life.
I don't really get it. It's actually unreal. And even just looking down the stretch at some of their games, they go at Tampa in 2 weeks. Sure, that's going to be a tough game. They play the Bills again, which, of course, division opponent. And then their lone other tough game is at Baltimore at the end of the year. Baltimore, I don't care what we talk about Lamar
Baltimore's
coming
good.
back. They're 2-5, bro.
Okay, but yeah, they're good.
Sure, but, like, who knows what their season's going to look like at that point? It's been a weird year
I
for
think
them.
they're going to win the division.
Okay.
I'm back to that.
The Patriots team, I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, they're not contenders and they're frauds, but I'm also for sure not going to sit here and be like, yeah, they could win the Super Bowl.
How about this? Let's change it then, because they're minus 800 to make the
haven't
playoffs.
played,
They're
like-
going to be there. How about this then? Let's do the exact same question from the first one. The Patriots are threats to win the AFC East.
Of course they are, because look at their schedule.
And they have the head-to-head
They're going to
win.
lose 3 more games max.
I think they're awesome.
They will lose to the Bills in the second game, for sure. Like I
At
can just
home.
that's lock of the day.
That's at home. What if they sweep them?
That's lock of December 14th.
Okay.
I'm already writing it down.
All right, number 3, fact or fiction. Kayvon Thibodeau punching the ball out is even more evidence that the tush push should be banned. Kayvon Thibodeau punches it out, recovers the ball on the tush push. They rule Jalen Hurts down from forward progress. This was
is a good
weird.
one.
There was no whistle.
This is
allegedly.
a good one. Because technically the tush push just is forward progress essentially the entire time, right? It's just it's 2 leverages just going against each other. That's what forward progress is.
It's wedge.
Right, yeah. And so, to me, I kind of agree with you there. Like, if we're going to allow the Eagles to extend this play as long as possible, typically on offense, then why can't that happen with the punching out of the football?
Well, you know what this told me is that it's impossible for them to lose yards on this play. Not that they've ever done that, but it would be impossible for it to ever happen if the forward progress is just like automatically, you know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I've always been an activist that the tush push should not be banned, and I don't think it should. But the officials need to go and sit in a 30-hour course this offseason about how to officiate it, because we have guys lining up offsides, false starts, all this weird stuff.
I'll say I think I'm with you. I'm not a guy that's advocating it for it to be banned, but if they did ban it, I'm not going to be like, dang, like
Yeah.
whatever. Like, sure, they banned him, like, cool. I
They're
guess that's
probably
cool.
still just going to run awesome quarterback sneaks, right?
Probably, yeah. Because then that starts a whole nother realm of, like, what counts is any sort of pushing the guy with the football forward count as a tush push? Because we even see it on a running back sometimes where they get stuffed, like at the 1-yard line, and all of a sudden a guy just comes in and shoves him.
Penei Sewell does it twice a week.
Right. Is that now getting banned? Like, that starts a whole nother wormhole of interesting things. So I'm good on that.
Maybe that's why the coaches didn't ban it in the first place. It's like, we don't really want to go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's just going to be a lot of different topics that get started with that.
Number 4, fact or fiction. Woody Johnson's actually a genius for publicly blasting his quarterback. Jets have the most productive day on offense of the season
This is a fact.
after Woody Johnson just dismantles Justin Fields publicly.
Okay, and is he actually a genius? I guess I'll go fiction. At the end of the day, he did it against the Bengals, who truly are still, like, I know everyone thought, like, oh, it was a cool win. Joe Flacco, Bengals. Yeah, they still are the worst defense in the league. So it doesn't really matter who was playing quarterback. But, yeah, kind of funny how Woody Johnson was just like, yeah, we're benching Justin Fields. He's the reason we're 0-7. It's not Aaron Glenn's fault. We're going to start Tyrod Taylor. Taylor gets hurt, and then they're like, oh, crap. We, like, kind of have to start Fields now. And then Fields has a really good game. Like, shout out to Justin Fields. It was cool to see. Finally won a game where the other team scored 21 points.
He was like 0-24, right?
Good for him.
He was not ashamed to admit he was crying on his closet floor this week. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Said that in his post-game press
good
conference.
Good for him, man. A good man for a grown man to show vulnerability in the Big 2025.
Yeah, no, I'm all for grown men showing vulnerability. I don't want my quarterback ever admitting he was crying on the floor of his closet. I'm sorry. I just don't.
The closet? Yeah, why the closet?
Yeah, why are you in your closet, dude?
Why'd you have to say on the floor,
if Jared
too?
Goff was
Couldn't
like,
you just say, like, yeah, I got kind of emotional?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just keep it right
The detail
there?
was a little too much. Imagine if Jared
was
Goff
huddled
after a
up in the
loss was
corner.
like, yeah, I was inside my closet crying on the floor. What?
Okay.
Go talk to your wife, dude.
I was just staring at myself in the mirror, just bawling my eyes out.
All right, a couple more. Ravens back to being the Ravens. Once Lamar Jackson is back on Thursday, this is a playoff team. Fact or fiction?
I can't get behind it. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why you would say maybe yes. The NFC is clearly has more depth in it wild card wise in the AFC.
Yeah.
Like, there is just a lot of opportunity for teams in the AFC to sneak into the playoffs. And Baltimore is the winner of this division likely will be 9-8. I just think it's kind of crazy the fact that you talked about this earlier. They're now favorites to win the division again.
Well, can I read you?
2-5, and I get
know.
that.
Here's why, though. Here's why.
Go ahead.
Their schedule is at Miami, at Minnesota, at Cleveland, versus New York, versus Cincinnati, versus Pittsburgh, and versus Cincinnati again. Odds of them winning all 7 of those games with Lamar Jackson back
they
seems
won't win all 7 of those
semi-likely.
games. They won't win all 7. But
Not impossible. They will be heavy favorites in every single one of those games.
The reason
heavy favorites.
why you feel really good about it is you play the Bengals and Steelers twice apiece. So, like, as far as gaining leverage back to win the division, the two teams that are above you, that's why you go 3-1 in those games. You feel good. I
think there's a real avenue for them to be 8-4 or 9-5. Based on that schedule, their next 7. Their next 7's a joke, man.
So
they're going to be over a touchdown.
I agree.
Like over a field goal favorite in every single one of them.
I agree. Are we just forgetting the fact that their defense still is not good, though? It'd be different if this was clearly just a Lamar is out in thing. Like, they can't win a game without Lamar.
Who are you worried about scoring on the schedule, though?
Their defense stinks, man.
Miami?
I mean, the Bengals should be able to score against them a little bit.
Sure.
Miami just had a good, like, I just think that when you are 2-5, it's easy to be like, oh, they're getting Lamar back. The schedule's easier. They're not going to lose another game. Like, they're in a spot where they lose 2 more games and it's starting to get sketchy. Like, if they lose 2 of the next 5 even, it's like, oh, now we're really in a tough spot. So
yeah,
I think it's going to be, I'm rooting for them. I love Lamar. I think it's best if the NFL has Lamar in the playoffs. So I think it is best case scenario if they win the division. I just think it's going to be difficult.
So you think it's fact?
No, I'm leaning fiction.
Wow.
I am.
We already kind of talked about this one, but it was the last one I had.
Okay.
No one will trade for Kirk Cousins. Fact or fiction?
Yeah, that's fact.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his chance, man.
11 first downs.
Which I don't know who would now that the Bengals got their quarterback, but like.
Right. 11 first downs for Atlanta the entire game. 213 yards of offense.
Like, I think we saw the end of Kirk Cousins, honestly, yesterday.
Yeah, they might cut him.
Like, I think he might just be done in the league. Like, who's
ever going
to play him? Yeah, like, you would rather just play some random rookie or find a different veteran, because why would you ever play Kirk Cousins?
It's the Russell Wilson thing. They're just going to eat the money,
man. I love
and say,
Kirk.
Get out of here.
Kirk is the best, man, and it sucks to see him fall off.
The best at what?
He's just awesome. Like, I just love Kirk. You know what he's the best at? Beating Michigan 4 times he did it. Oh, man. Now they've done it 4 times.
989-837-6125. Let's do rendition number 2 of the Stock Exchange when we come back, before we get back to that Michigan State game. Hey, winter's rolling around. Perfect time to set new fitness goals. The Greater Midland Community Center can be your hub for health, wellness, and fun right here in the heart of Midland this fall and winter. From fitness classes and open gyms, swimming, to youth sports and family activities, there's something for everybody. Affordable memberships, expert staff, and a welcoming space for all ages and abilities. If you're hosting an event, ask about the rental space and full-service event support. Stay active, stay connected, all under one roof at the Greater Midland Community Center. Learn more or sign up at greatermidland.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loon staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
Let's go! Get him going! Mondays this football season, when you want the NFL. I got your back! I got your back! I got your back! I got your back! We're going to the Super Bowl. It's right here.
Let's make this thing happen. Come on.
We've got Monday Night Football all season long.
We got a big one coming up, guys.
Tonight's Chiefs and Commanders from Arrowhead, Kansas City's third primetime game in the last 4 weeks. Tonight at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. The high school football game of the week, presented by the Forward Corporation.
It's the playoffs, district semifinal round. The 8-1 Dow Chargers are the top seed in Division II, Region 2. They host the 5-4 Mott Corsairs from Waterford. Down, Waterford Mott. Pre-game coverage at 6:50 on Friday night.
Don't miss any of the action on the Great Lakes Bay region's home for sports. Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Looms. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, round number 2. Something I love doing on Mondays. It is our Monday morning stock exchange.
You know what? I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. The stock market.
The show goes on.
All right, so you closed the 9 o'clock hour talking about how you're buying stock on Colin Carr.
Yeah.
I will buy some stock on Yaxel Lenderberg and Adaya Mara from Michigan.
Okay.
Or how about just this basketball team in general for the Wolverines? Look, this Michigan team might be nasty this year. I know last year was real fun.
Might.
I
think they're gonna
you're
be.
right. You're right. I know last year was fun. Last year they were really good. We kind of debated whether or not we knew they were going to be a good Big Ten team. It was whether or not they could compete with some of the best teams in the country, like Auburn, like the teams at the very top, right? The SEC schools, let's be honest. And the answer was no. This year might be different, guys. This Adaya Mara guy who's 7'3", I know we've all loved, not all, definitely not all, but like you've had Dickinson, you've had Golden, who have just kind of been these monsters down low. There's a chance this guy might be the best of them all. Being 7'3" and as dominant as he is, I'm not sure anybody's going to be able to slow this guy down in the Big Ten. He's kind of this year's, he's not quite as tall as Zach Edey, but he might be one of those guys where it's like, I don't know how we're supposed to slow him down. That combined with the Axel Lenderberg, who could potentially be winning the Wooden Award at the end of the year, although guessing anyone but one of the Boozer brothers kind of seems crazy right now. I don't know. This Michigan team seems very, very legit going into the year. And I know they've only played one scrimmage, but man, they looked good.
I even thought about just buying stock on it. So this kind of just relates to both of our points. Like with the Michigan State football game this past weekend, I hate to be that guy, but I'm watching the game and I'm just like,
these teams
man,
stink.
I can't wait till these two teams play in basketball.
Yeah.
That's all I could think about. I'm like, I can't wait till they play in hoops because last year was such a good rivalry in basketball.
For the first time in a while.
And it didn't feel like it was going to have a lot of juice because it's like, oh, Dusty May, he's not like, he has this brand new Michigan team. It's not a lot of familiar guys on the squad. And then all the stuff happens with Dusty May acting like an idiot with the whole standing at half court and acting all dumbfounded. And I was like, okay, I hate the guy because of it, but this is good for the rivalry.
Yeah.
And obviously MSU just completely dominating Michigan last year was awesome. And so
the innocence of like, what?
Wait, what? I don't know what this is
so
about.
Good.
Like it's
so
so
good.
funny, and it truly was best for the rivalry. And so that's all I could think about watching. Not all I could think about, but I'm watching the football game, and I'm just like, man, this has no buzz to it. This rivalry has no buzz. Why? In basketball, it's going to. And I think to your point, obviously I make my bias very clear towards Michigan State in hoops. I think that Yaxel Lenderberg is going to be the best guy you've seen in a Michigan uniform in a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Like, for Michigan fans that haven't really done a lot of research into the hoop season so far,
he's nasty.
You are going to be pleasantly surprised by this Yaxel Lenderberg from UAB. He is a extremely talented stretch big forward, whatever you want to call him. He is going to be probably the best guy in a Michigan uniform in a really, really, like since Trey Burke.
You're getting a 6'10" guy who can shoot, dribble, attack the paint, plays
Elite
defense,
defender, like,
everything.
He's just he's an NBA prospect as well. Could have been a first rounder in this past year's draft. He's not just one of these college bigs. So it's a great get from Dusty May. Michigan's going to be super fun to watch this year. They're going to be probably atop the Big Ten all season.
Well, Purdue's also just
right.
disgusting.
I mean, Purdue's going to be right there as well. But I think Michigan State has a little bit more of an uphill battle to repeat what they did last year, especially with how good Michigan looks. So I can't wait.
That's my first buy.
God, I thought this turned into a whole topic of Michigan State hoops. I'm ready, man.
Next week.
Week from today. Michigan State's got Colgate, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, man. Brush your mouth like Colgate.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to buy stock. I did this a little bit earlier. I talked a lot about Atlanta winning the game against Miami. I'm buying stock on them. I'm kind of relating it right back to that. I'm buying stock on Mike McDaniel still's going to get fired.
Okay.
I'm buying stock on that. Who cares about them beating Kirk Cousins and no Drake London?
Nobody.
Nobody. I don't. They're still going to fire him after they lose some embarrassing game. What, they play the – didn't we say they play the Patriots? Of course they do.
Yeah.
Or they play one of these teams that plays nobody.
No, we said
they play the Ravens. Yes,
Baltimore
yes,
does,
that's
yeah.
right. They get embarrassed by Baltimore next week by 1,000 points, and
Thursday.
McDaniel, you know what? Let's. Oh, they play Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. Then not good to have an island game when you're on the hot seat. Very bad to have an island game.
The last time he had the island game on Thursday Night Football, we were like, he almost beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
So maybe it's going to happen again. But yeah, I think that I'm still buying stock on him getting canned.
Okay. I'm selling stock on the Pistons facility crew.
Oh, what?
Were you watching the game
messed
yesterday?
Up, dude.
Did you see what happened
Those guys
yesterday?
are hard at work.
Oh, they were not yesterday.
No, I missed this.
So first of all, there's like 4 different shot clock malfunctions. And the end of the game, the clock itself just didn't start, so they had to go back and look at that.
Obviously, we saw that one on TV. That one was really bad.
But what about the broken net?
Right, yeah, good point.
So the net ends up breaking or coming loose to some extent, so they have to bring in this entire new net rather than tying one up. The problem is it took 20 minutes to get a new net up. 20 minutes. So we're just looking around like, what's going on?
Those nets are tough to get in and out of there, man.
Okay, but Kyle, here's where the confusion comes in. Here's where me selling my stock on the facilities crew comes in. There wasn't a ladder out there for probably 7 minutes. We were just all looking at the net. There's a guy underneath the hoop with a walkie, and it took them probably 7 full minutes, which is an eternity when you're just sitting there watching nothing, for them to bring out a ladder. Then they set up the ladder. Then the ladder's just set up for probably another 7 minutes. No one on it. Then someone finally
get the ladder certified guy out there probably.
Right. Then someone finally shows up with a net, goes up there, spends another 5 minutes re-netting the rim, and then there's a warm-up. There's a whole warm-up period. So
I did turn the game
like
off
that.
during this time.
I was not a big fan of that.
Football was on, and I flipped it off because there was clearly a delay going on in the game. Look, our guy Justin from CMU would have been on this
That's what I'm saying.
In a minute. That'd have been fixed immediately.
That's what
that
I'm
ladder
saying.
would have been out there. Okay, that's
They
pretty
keep
good.
those ladders on standby over in McGurk.
Yeah, exactly, because stuff like that be happening. Ball gets stuck up in the rafter somewhere.
The toilet paper up there.
Yeah,
Remember that from last year?
That was so funny. That was hilarious, actually. Just a broom trying to get the toilet paper down. Can't play the game. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I'm going to sell stock on National Tight End Day.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I hate this holiday, dude.
It's not a holiday.
It's not. Obviously, it's not a holiday. But, the reason why I hate it is you can't go, especially if you're watching Red Zone, you cannot go 5 minutes in any broadcast without it being brought up. Anytime a tight end is not even catching a pass or a touchdown. Anytime a tight end is on the screen.
Which is always.
They're in every play. It's like, the Dolphins snap back. Oh, look over there. It's
what
national
a block.
tight end. Yeah, exactly.
What a block by Jon Smith.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Gesicki, right? It's national. Look, he's making that block extra hard because it's National Tight End Day.
Look at
and then,
Hunter
of
Henry
course,
go.
Sunday Night Football, we have to hear it legitimately 1,000 times from Mike Tirico with Tucker Kraft. They're just going back to him. And, the amount of times that Tucker Kraft exits this game because he's hurt, and then they show him on the sideline, and they're like, yeah, but it's National Tight Ends Day, Mike. He's going to get back out there. He's not going to miss it on this holiday.
It's the worst day. It's like, oh,
and then they kept force-feeding
we feel
him.
Underappreciated. Let's make a national radio host day. You can do this for anything. God, I hate
it. Every time I put you on the screen, I'm going to pop up in the box and be like, look at him, National Radio Host Day. He's trying extra hard today.
I know. He was in here 5 a.m. getting ready for the show. Look, I can't stand it. If there was one day that I'm not going to watch really any Red Zone, I was at the Pistons game yesterday, so if there's one day it's not going to be...
It was bad, man. So many... I wonder how many times that phrase was uttered yesterday.
If I get yanked once... Oh,
what?
whoa.
Wait.
If I can't watch Red Zone one of the 18 weeks of the NFL season, hold on. I would always choose whatever National Tight Ends Day is. Which is not a day of the week, which is not like a calendar date. It's just a random Sunday.
And I think the reason why I'm so mad is because the tight ends that I had in fantasy football, none of them had good games.
Yeah, Jake Ferguson disappeared.
I had Jake Ferguson. I had Dalton Schultz. I had to spot start him. All these tight ends went off, and I didn't have any of them that had good games.
Tyler Warren didn't do anything.
Terrible. Jake Ferguson celebrated National Tight Ends Day by taking the day off.
Doing nothing.
Big zero spot.
Yeah, that's brutal. I had a couple more quick ones written down. I buying stock in Asar and Ron Holland, selling Denver Broncos and Indiana Hoosiers stock.
The Hoosiers.
I think this Hoosiers team's a regular season team.
I'm going to sell stock on the Hoosiers basketball team, too.
Are they even in the top 25?
No.
What's their sell then?
I don't know.
You just think they're going to be really bad?
They disappoint every year. Like every year it's like, oh, is Indiana back? No, they were back in 1970,
But look at their striped pants.
Yeah.
They're really cool. 989-837-6125, 11 o'clock hour on the way. Why is Jonathan Smith still employed? That is when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At Ironstack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronstackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. Ironstack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the local job market. We're here in person. And we're locally owned, so you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at Spherion.com to find your local Spherion office. Let's get to work.
Midland Eye Care wants you to know, according to a recent study conducted by the AOA, the Optical Laboratories Association, and the Vision Council, nearly half of all glasses ordered online had either prescription errors or failed to meet minimum safety standards. Midland Eye Care offers a full-service optical department meeting all your eye care needs. So call your local Midland Eye Care and avoid incorrect prescriptions costing you time and money. Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and on East Washington and Freeland.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with the Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mine stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
989-837-6125, 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades. They treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter has the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. Yiter Insurance Group, they'll be there when you need them since 1940. All right, it's now 11 o'clock. Why is Jonathan Smith still employed? Unfortunately, if he's still employed right now at 11 o'clock on Monday, I think he's probably going to be employed 11 o'clock next Monday, the week after that. I don't think this guy's going to get fired this year, which is becoming increasingly stupider and stupider. With all the other coaches that are getting let go, Brian Kelly being the latest, It just is putting Michigan State back in terms of finding their next head coach. Because I know you're not supposed to tamper. You're not supposed to be asking current head coaches to be your next head coach before the season ends. It happens, okay? LSU, Florida, Penn State, they're all already looking for their next head coach, whether they want to admit it or not. And I guarantee you Lane Kiffin has been called. I guarantee you some of these other names have been called as well. The recruiting circuit carousel has already started. Michigan State needs to hop on it right now because Jonathan Smith is clearly not going to be here next season. And the only reason he is still employed is they're going to let him coach the rest of the season so they can save a little bit of money because they still owe him $33 million because he's only in year 2 of year 7. Why did he get a 7-year contract?
I mean, all these coaches get those type of contracts. That's just how it works nowadays.
Okay, how about this then? Why was he one of the 15 highest paid coaches in college football? That's crazy.
I mean, I don't think you or I or most people were looking at that hire and were like, man, what a bad hire.
No, but it wasn't a home run.
I mean, it was he had recently been it was kind of the trendy, like, has just become a head coach for the first time. He's kind of the hot young guy that has turned around a program out of nowhere in an Oregon State program that really hasn't been good. He was only the coach there for, what, 3 or 4 years?
No, like 6.
Well, was it that long?
Yeah.
I guess it was. I thought it was shorter than that. But
No.
he obviously was at Washington for the longest time, was a part of the really good Washington teams as the OC, goes to Oregon State, and they become really good in a couple years. And
he was there 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, so 6 years.
Okay, yeah. I for some reason thought it was shorter. But still, like, turned around that program to be a pretty good program from when it never was really any good. And it was just like that we see that hire all the time in college football. Like, would it shock you if they just have a similar hire to that from Jonathan Smith?
It'd be pretty disappointing
Like,
if
I've
they
seen
did.
the South Florida guy, his name tossed around a little bit just because it seems like he's going to get a higher job this upcoming season.
Fresh off an L, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, what, you're just supposed to not lose games? Like,
No,
I'm not saying he's
I'm
the
just
home run
saying because
hire.
I meant to buy stock in Memphis.
Oh, yeah, because Memphis beat him.
And Memphis is the highest-ranked non-Power 5 at 25 right now.
I do have a question, though. And I've
Sure.
been thinking about this. I've been mulling this over ever since the loss Saturday. And not really since the loss Saturday, but since all day yesterday goes by and Jon Smith is not fired. Is there a chance he, like, doesn't get fired?
Oh, my God.
I've just been thinking about this. Like, you just said it's a guarantee that he's not here next year, and I believe the same thing. I'm not saying you're wrong. But is it a guarantee? Because
if he's still
here's the
employed
thing.
next year, Kyle, you got to find a different team to root
You
for.
lose. I root for the Chippewas, man.
Sure.
I'm a Michigan State basketball fan. But I just think that here's the argument for it. It's not really the argument, but here's like the reasons why maybe Jay Batt thinks that they can turn things around. You lose Jonathan Smith, you lose Aiden Childs and Nick Marsh, which maybe you're just losing them no matter what anyways. You probably actually are. But you're for sure losing those two guys when you lose Jon Smith. You're losing, obviously, the whole team, but the whole team isn't good. But Aiden Childs and Nick Marsh are definitely the core.
Sure, but do you really want to run it back with those guys?
I don't.
Or is this a hit the reset button? Thank you for your service, Aiden Childs.
for sure
We're
a reset
sorry
button.
for what we put you through the
I
last
agree.
couple of years.
I just think that there's a world where the athletic department is viewing it in that realm.
That's a money-saving eye lens, though, right?
And you use that money in NIL and transfer portal guys instead of just burning it by stuffing it in Jon Smith's pocket to go sit on the couch.
Sure, but you still have to be able to land some of these guys in the portal. It's not just you can throw money on it and fix the problem. Like, look at what Sharon Moore's doing. Like, he is landing all these portal guys. He is landing all the top recruits. You still have to be able to do that at the end of the day. Everyone thinks it's just about the money, and a lot of times it is. It's obviously
it's
much
a lot.
more about the money than it's ever has been. You still have to be able to recruit these guys, and that's what Sharon Moore. That's Sharon Moore's best.
Yeah, he's
trait.
great at it. He's a phenomenal recruiter.
It's his best trait.
It
We
helps
don't know.
when you have the richest guy in the world on your backside, obviously, but
We have no idea if Jonathan Smith is good at that. I would lean no. So they haven't had any sort of freshmen or recruits pan out.
right. I mean, a lot of his, as far as portal guys go, most of the guys that he
stink.
brought in were his Oregon. I mean, it was just kind of his squad too, which it works out for some teams. That's what Indiana did. Cignetti brought in his guys last year, and then this past offseason is when he really explored outside of the JMU team, and that's how you get Fernando Mendoza to come play quarterback at Indiana, and all of a sudden you're really good, and that defense is nuts. Like, that's the thing, and I hate to continue to harp on it, but I will always go back to the look at how Indiana did it. There's no reason why MSU couldn't do what they did. You look at how Vanderbilt has become this top-tier program. Like, in current realm of college football, it's not the college football that people think it is, that it's just Ohio State and Clemson and Alabama and Georgia. Those are the only teams that dominate. Yeah, all those teams are for sure going to be really good. But there's a much bigger opportunity for other schools nowadays in the current form of college football to instantly become good. And why can't Michigan State be one of those teams? Well, one, it's because Jon Smith is the coach. And that needs to be the first problem that needs to get solved.
Yeah. The fact that we're sitting here still debating it, I think is there is no debate anymore. Like, there's not one person out there that's making the case on why Jonathan Smith should still be employed for Michigan State.
Here we go. I got one for you. I'm ready to diffuse this already. Noah in the YouTube chat. Devil's advocate, can we all agree Jon Smith, I'm taking the a-thon off that, took over a dumpster fire of a program after what happened? For sure, I can agree with that. What happened with Mel Tucker obviously set this program back. Here's my argument. The year before Kurt Cignetti took over at Indiana, they were a 3-win team, and they lost to Akron, Ben.
Yep, that's what I was
They lost
just
to
about
a
to look
MAC
up.
school. The year before Cignetti comes there. 3-win team. That was more wins or less wins than MSU had the year.
And also a program that had no historical success.
Right.
Of my lifetime. Michigan State's at least been good in the last 20 years.
They've made a college football playoff. They've had several double-digit win seasons. Won a lot of big bowl games.
And now Michigan State just gets blown out every week. Every week. And I know the Michigan team kept it close, and I think we've done a bad job of like propping up Michigan for that win. But I'm going to be quite honest. Like, it wasn't like it was a dominant.
I mean, MSU's bad.
MSU sucks.
It's a good win for Michigan for sure. Like, yeah, it's you go on the road, rivalry game, night game, yeah. But at the end of the day,
this
MSU's
one's about
team
Michigan
stinks,
State,
man.
Like,
yeah,
here's
the team
why
is no
we've
good. Of course, you won.
Here's why we've talked about Michigan State more than the team that actually won the game is because despite Michigan winning this chapter of the rivalry and winning the Paul Bunyan Trophy for the 4th consecutive season, what Michigan just did to the Michigan State program, it's a new rock bottom for them. You have started a new chapter in their program. So congratulations to the Michigan fans. You have won the rivalry of the past 4 years, an entire recruiting cycle. You pummeled them into the earth so bad that we have to have these conversations about Jonathan Smith for the entire length of the show. Right? This one's about Michigan State for how embarrassing this has been. You've let Michigan players backflip on your field for multiple years in a row. Back-to-back years in Spartan Stadium, you've got dudes backflipping on your turf, on your grass. It's unacceptable. All right? I get backlash all the time. Oh, you just sound like a Michigan fan. You sound like... Forget all that. It is embarrassing that you let your rival do that. For 4 straight years, it has been uncompetitive. Yeah, they covered the spread last night. Backdoor cover. Or 2 nights ago. Backdoor cover, meaningless.
Just as we expected.
Just as we expected, because that's what Michigan's... It's the only time they're good. It's when the game's already over.
Well, 2 minutes left in the game. We're down by 3 scores.
How about our backup quarterback comes in and scores? It's not okay. And the fact that Jonathan Smith is still employed is screaming to all your alumni, your student base, your current team, that it is okay. Get rid of him and send a message. Good God. I did not plan on getting that worked up.
Jon Smith got you worked up on a Monday.
It just...
Don't let a guy this boring get you all mad, Ben.
Do you think Jonathan Smith even feels any emotion? He's like, yeah, whatever, I'll just coach again today.
I can't wait to see his presser this week, today. Yeah, we're looking forward to Minnesota.
Minnesota's hot. Minnesota looks good.
He's got a good team over there. I think they lost to Iowa yesterday, I believe.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Or I keep saying yesterday.
Saturday. I do too. It's weird when there's no Lions. They got
it?
smashed by Iowa. Yeah. So never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're probably going to smash
Michigan
favorites,
State. Though? Minnesota.
Let me guess.
It's not that.
Where is it? Where's the game?
It's in Minnesota.
6.5?
4.5.
4.5. It's probably their best shot to win another game, right?
It's hard to backdoor cover and not be in a game too when it's only 4.5. So that's a little bit of a case for MSU here.
Is this their best chance?
This or
maybe Penn State?
This or Northwestern. Yeah, I guess Penn State.
Penn State sucks.
Yeah, Penn State does. They also don't have a Big Ten.
You don't play
win,
Northwestern.
Right? I thought they played Northwestern.
No, you got 4 games left. Minnesota, Penn State, Iowa, Maryland.
Yeah, I was getting it mixed up with the Iowa game. Yeah.
I would say this is your best chance to win a game if you're Michigan State.
It for sure is.
We need to raise the standard, man. The standard for Michigan State just needs to be higher than what it is right now.
Can't wait for hoops, baby.
Right. 989-837-6125. Higher standard. I mean, the name says it all. Honest, reliable auto repair done the right way the first time. Locally owned and operated, serving Midland with expert service. Small town integrity, from oil changes and brake jobs to diagnostics and major repairs. They handle it with precision and care. ASE certified techs, fair pricing, and commitment to doing things the right way. Because your car deserves better than just good enough. Drive with confidence and choose higher standard automotive.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. I'm looking around, right? I'm looking at all these college head coach openings between Florida, Penn State, Michigan State's isn't technically open yet, LSU, Penn State, Florida. I know I already said those, but I'm just going over them. Virginia Tech, Stanford. There's a lot of college football openings that are available right now. And Michigan State, we expect at some point to get involved and jump on the carousel. But all these teams are going around the carousel right now, right? Like, you can't convince me that Penn State hasn't called Lane Kiffin, that Florida hasn't called Lane Kiffin, that LSU is not going to do the same thing. There are teams that are going to tamper, trying to land their next head coach early. It's what happens. Michigan State is hurting themselves right now by not firing Jonathan Smith. So we can talk about all the reasons on the field, how bad this Michigan State team is, how they've gotten owned in the rivalry. But, like, this is just another thing in terms of the optics and the politics behind it, of all the more evidence that he should be gone, because you're only holding yourself back if you're not willing to get in the coaching cycle right now.
Well, especially when you look around these other teams, like the obvious coach firings, at least the ones that we have expected to happen, have happened to this point. And so
it's
as
Smith
far
and
as,
Fickle are the next two.
Right. Fickle from Wisconsin is for sure going to happen. The talk of Stoops at Kentucky, I think, is still there, and that's getting into the SEC, sure, whatever. That's not like some crazy job to go get, though. So
still an SEC school. I mean, it's the reason we laid out the Arkansas thing. Arkansas is another head coach opening right now that I'd say maybe has a better enticement than Michigan State, just because of the $160 million football facility that's backed by who? Jerry Jones. Like, you're going to have NIL money at Arkansas.
Yeah. I think Jeff Lebby at Mississippi State has a chance to be tossed, too, especially after the way that they lost that game against Texas this week.
Oh, that was bad.
And they were a good team coming into the season. I mean, they were ranked at one point this year. They had a big upset win over Arizona State early in the season, and then they've just gone and lost 4 straight games in SEC play. So that's another one that potentially is there. But, yeah, as far as, like, big jobs being available and open on the market, I think the ones that are there are there. And so that's what I'm saying as far as LSU, Florida, Penn State, whoever those guys are, the candidates to be those coaches, I don't think that those same guys are in play to be the Michigan State coach. Right?
That's a problem then.
Is it?
I would say so. Why are we not offering enough money to compete with at least a Penn State? I'm not saying you got to go give them SEC
because
Florida
here's the
money,
thing, like,
LSU money, because LSU is probably going to make their next coach one of the highest paid guys in college football. Like,
think about how we've talked about
program.
James Franklin. Like, you and I both talked about this 2 weeks ago, that Franklin would be like the dream hire for MSU.
Sure.
That guy just got fired from Penn State. Like, they're just in 2 different levels right now, those programs. Like, that guy just got canned, and we're saying he's the best possible option ever to come to State. Like, you know, it's just that's the reason why we can't toss Michigan State in with those teams, because they're just in completely different positions.
But wait, okay, so are you out on James Franklin now? I'm confused.
No, I'm saying, like, you're asking why can't Michigan State be in the same tier of coaching with Penn State, LSU, and Florida? Well, that's why. Because the guy that we want to coach Michigan State just got fired from Penn State. Like, that's why.
So, but I agree with you. They're in that 4th or 5th spot in terms of, like, the best jobs that are available right now. I think it's them or Arkansas. It's the 4th and Arkansas is the 4th and 5th team. I don't care about the UCLA, Virginia Tech, Stanford, Oklahoma State, Oregon State. Like, it's Big Ten and SEC all the way. And UCLA's been such a mess that I don't know if anybody wants to go there right now. I don't know why you can't. Like, Arkansas should be the goal, right? Get the better coach than Arkansas ends up hiring. Because if they get the better hire, then that tells you where Michigan State is, and it also tells you where the SEC is.
Get the better hire than any non-Big Ten SEC school as well. Because, like, Virginia Tech is a solid program. They have, like, one of the cooler atmospheres on Saturday nights in college football. It's in a cool spot. They've been a solid team the last several seasons, but, like, they're in the ACC. Oklahoma State's in the Big 12. Stanford's also in the ACC. Like, Oregon State is whatever conference they're in. All these teams don't belong into the prestigious conferences of the SEC and the Big 10 right now.
Right, there's 2.
Exactly.
Those are the only 2 conferences that you will not be
and you want to get involved with that. If you're a head coach, you want to be in. Obviously, there's a ton of pressure that comes with being in those conferences.
Yeah, but between the media rights deals and the money you get for that.
There's potential guaranteed college football playoff spots that could come to both of these 2 conferences. Like, you want to be in one of these 2 conferences if you want to be a head coach. And so that's where MSU has the advantage over all those other schools. but they just don't have it over Penn State, Florida, and LSU, which is obvious. I mean, that there's no shock there.
But it's not like this is some dumpster fire school. I mean, I know it has been. They have a $78 million football facility.
Brand
that's
new.
Brand new.
Thank you, Tom Izzo.
Yes. And Matt Ishbia, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it just named the Tom Izzo Center?
Right.
Or something like that?
Tom Izzo Athletic Center or something like that, football center.
Right. The Tom Izzo Football Center. Yeah, that one makes sense.
He was interim AD before Jay Batt was here, man.
Can he be interim football coach?
Please,
God.
Please say it was Tom Izzo, please.
That is the best thing going with the Spartans right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty embarrassing.
We got John trolling in our comments right now. Wants Ferris State's head coach for MSU and says, "Oh wait, my bad, wrong show." It's good stuff, John.
I thought you were going to say wrong school. CMU does the hiring from Ferris State.
Yeah, I mean that makes a little bit more sense,
Right, stepping stones.
Right. Ferris State to the Big Ten would seem like quite the jump. That would seem a bit unrealistic.
A little.
Majorly, I
say
guess.
that's pretty unrealistic.
But I don't know. Trinidad Chambliss went from Ferris State to the SEC.
That's a player, though.
I know.
That's very different.
I'm joking. I know.
I do think Ferris can now be I know they've always been a powerhouse, but now that we've seen a quarterback be the most recent example of a guy who goes there and then goes and balls out in an SEC school, the fact that the quarterback's doing it now, that could just be an avenue and almost a new standard. It's like, hey, I'm going to Ferris, and then after that, the goal is to be in the college football playoffs at a different school, which I think is pretty cool to have that sort of system within the state.
They had the game against GVSU this past weekend, too.
That popped up on
tight game. They only won by it was on
Fanta's Minute.
That's right.
Fanta's Fastest Minute on NBC's halftime show.
Yeah, shout out to John Phantom, man.
That was really fun.
38-31, they got the win over GV. Tight game. That's always a fun rivalry.
GV's just been dropping them left and right.
Man,
to all the in-state rivals.
SVSU and then Ferris. It's brutal.
Tough. Here's the summary of, if you're going to learn one thing from the show today, it's that Michigan State is hurting themselves every day that they don't fire Jonathan Smith. Fact or fiction? It's fact.
Of course.
989-837-6125. Like I said, the 10 o'clock hour, the 11 o'clock hour is always brought to you by Yiter Insurance here on the Ben Bosscher Show. We've still got a lot of good stuff coming up. We've got to hit the news. We've got to do our two traditions to close out every show. We're going to give away more tickets to go see Michigan State on Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. So big week coming up here on the Ben Bosscher Show. Stay secure, stay connected, and stay ahead with Link Technologies, your local IT experts in Midland. From small-town businesses to large operations, they provide custom tech solutions that actually make your life a little bit easier. Specializing in networking, cybersecurity, cloud services, and managed IT support all under one roof. Fast, reliable service with real people who actually speak your language. Whether you're upgrading, protecting, troubleshooting, Link Technologies keeps your systems running smooth. Visit linkedtechsolutions.com and see how they can help your business work smarter and not harder.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. It's time to hit the Mitt Morning Catch.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Okay, let's get back into the news, Ben.
Equinox.
Big weekend of sports. Yeah, if you missed that in the first segment of the news, we got to remind you because today is just it's a rare day. If you're working today, don't. If you have to work the evening,
Equinox.
don't. If you don't have a TV to watch, figure it out.
One TV. You need 4.
Yeah.
You need 4 TVs today. Bring them all. Get one from the bedroom. Get one from your kids' room. They don't get to play Fortnite today. Bring them all into the living room so you can watch football, basketball, baseball, and hockey all at the same time.
Yes, it's all going on. There's just a couple hockey games on, just 2 of them. There's one baseball on. It's World Series. There's one football game on. It's Monday Night Football. And there's plenty of NBA games on to watch.
So we got to give our pick, right? We made a little pre-show parlay. This isn't like a lock of the day or anything.
No, this is the stupid sports Equinox parlay of the day.
That we're not advising anyone to bet.
And it's never going to hit, but it's just something, I don't know. It's something
I felt
you have
obligated.
to do. When you have a day like today, you have to make a stupid play.
I felt obligated.
This is what it is. Yes.
Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown.
Of course, it's day after National Tight Ends Day.
Yeah,
and he
of course.
didn't play. I mean, come on.
Wait, it was National Tight Ends Day yesterday? How did I miss that?
What?
Victor Wembanyama score 30.
Duh.
Demigod.
We're going to just the goats for the
this
parlay.
is, you know I'm always going to be a fan of that.
Right.
Shohei Ohtani hit a home run. Have you ever seen odds this low? 146.
That means it's going to hit, right?
I think it is. It's in Dodger Stadium. They're back in the small park.
Hasn't hit a home run in the World Series yet.
He's going to.
He's going to, obviously.
And then we just threw a hockey one in there. Hey, home dogs.
Yeah, wait.
What?
The Penguins are dogs at home?
Yeah. What?
Sidney Crosby? Wait,
home
what?
dog for Sidney Crosby in the Big 2-5? All that together is plus 1,779.
Parlay of the day, Sports Equinox of the day. For real, though, everyone check out all 4 sports tonight because what did you say, Ben? This is the 32nd time it's ever happened?
32nd time, yep.
Yeah, you got to enjoy it while you can because it doesn't happen very often. You're never guaranteed another Sports Equinox.
No.
That's what some people are saying. One thing that happens in the Sports Equinox is NBA basketball. Let's talk about some NBA news because we're getting close to about a week into the season. Yesterday, Austin Reeves, 51-piece for the Lakers as they beat the Kings. The Lakers are without Luka Doncic, though, for the next week. He's got a finger sprain and a leg contusion. Ugh. A lot going on there for Luka. Obviously, no LeBron, so Austin Reeves had to step up. I didn't get to do it in the stock segment, but I'm for sure selling Lakers stock.
Yeah, they're bad. They're not good.
And they're going to be bad, I think.
Even with Luka.
Like, they're 2-1 right now, so it's still kind of acceptable to sell their stock. They're going to be bad for a while.
When you have
no
a top
defense.
5, 6, 7 player on the team in the world, you're going to win games, but this is probably the worst supporting cast Luka's had. So until LeBron comes back, this is a bad basketball team.
Yeah. They are truly one of the worst defenses in the league. And that's been what they've been built on defense in the era of LeBron. Like they've been a better defense and offense that whole era, and now that just has completely flipped. And it's not like there's some great offense either. So interesting stuff there. Let's talk about more injuries in the NBA. Anthony Edwards exits the T-Wolves win yesterday with hamstring tightness. Hopefully that's just something small for Ant-Man as the Timberwolves are off to a pretty good start this season, but we'll keep an update on that. Keep an eye out on that.
Yep.
Yesterday in the NFL, Myles Garrett tied the Browns franchise record with 5 sacks, got pulled from the game, and was freaking out on the sideline. Well, he didn't get pulled from the game, but he just wasn't out there for like a third down. Yeah, and he was just freaking out.
I saw him sitting on the bench while he was nowhere near anyone. And basically, I saw another quote after the game where he was asked about his 5-sack performance, said he would trade it all for a win. Brother, you signed up for this offseason. You knew this team was going to be bad. He
still is allowed to be frustrated, though.
Sure,
right?
but like he
no one likes
just
losing.
signed a contract to stay here. Act in an appropriate manner if you're going to be this franchise's top player. It's childish behavior.
It is. I get him though.
No, I get the frustration.
The
but there's
defense
better
is
ways
good
to
and the offense
handle
is so
it.
terrible. Like, I would be frustrated too, but you're right. Yeah, he probably shouldn't act a fool like that. 5 sacks, though, for Myles Garrett, man. That's crazy.
What do you think that plan was that they told him? Because remember, he was like, it's not about the money. They laid out a plan to me on how we're going to be successful here. What do you think they told him in that meeting?
Hey, remember when we snuck into the playoffs 2 years ago? Remember who our quarterback was? Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco? That was their plan?
That was probably the plan. And then at 3 weeks into the season, they're like, let's actually trade him to a division rival, and he's going to be way better.
Garrett's like, what?
Let's start the 5'9", third-round pick.
Speaking of that, when's the other guy going to play?
I know. I forgot to do that in the stocks as well. I was going to buy some Shedeur stock. He's going to play.
I think so.
He for sure is going to play. They drafted 2 quarterbacks, and none of them were picked high. Like, they're going to play both of them at some point. Shedeur will play here at some point. Gabriel's not very good, but what is that, a shock to anyone?
No.
Yeah.
I was very out on Dylan Gabriel the day of the draft, and when he got taken when Shedeur was still on the board, I was like, that was the moment I was like, oh, this is just like a free fall. He's never getting drafted. I legit thought he would never get drafted after Dylan Gabriel got drafted ahead of him. Dylan Gabriel's tiny, dude. He's just too small.
More news here. NFL news. Tyler Lockett. This is breaking news, Ben. He's reuniting with Pete Carroll. He's signing with the Raiders.
So funny. It's like, I'd like a release from the worst team in football so I can be the 31st best team in football on the Raiders. Yeah. They're, like, arguably the 2 worst teams in the league. So congratulations to Tyler Lockett on moving up 1 rung on the ladder.
We talked about a week ago, Jerry Jones was saying that he thinks the Cowboys were a move away on defense from being like a true contender. He has completely backtracked that statement. Jerry Jones, this is the exact headline. Jerry Jones, now skeptical one single move will help Cowboys defense. He realizes, like, oh, crap, Bo Nix just put up a 40 bomb on us. Maybe we need more than just one guy.
Yeah, no, you need an edge rusher. You need to stop the defense. You need another corner.
Yeah, you need some. Their entire secondary is still all injured. Good stuff there. John Harbaugh says that the Ravens didn't purposely violate the injury report with Lamar Jackson. He said it was simply just a mistake. When they reported him as a full practice participant on Friday, when he wasn't.
He was full participant as in he was running the scout quarterback.
Yeah, he did not play with the first team offense, but reported as a full participant at practice. Clearly something fishy there. But he said it was just a mistake. He wasn't trying to fool anyone. He said there's no advantage for us to do that. Why would we say he's going to play when he's actually not going to?
Right.
And I guess he's right. I mean, it would the other way around is a little bit differently, but yeah, interesting stuff there.
Oh, we got some more breaking news last half hour.
Yeah.
Lions designated linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez to return from IR.
Nice.
Rodrigo, practice window is open.
That's big stuff. I got another thing for you. This is coming out this morning as well. We know that big-time fight is coming up, next summer, I believe, at the White House, the fight night, the UFC fight night.
Yeah,
and,
next June.
Islam Makhachev says he wants to fight Ilia Topuria in that fight. That's basically it.
That'd be nice. You know, it'd be way cooler is if Jon Jones fought why am I drawing a blank on this? Alex Pereira.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be way better.
I mean, of course. But this could just be an all-time. I mean, they could have that fight plus this one, you know?
But why would they put two fights like that on the same event when they could have two different events?
Because it's at the White House?
Yeah, but if you can have 2 different events and sell out both and get people to buy your stuff for 2 different events, they're going to do that.
True.
I think that White House fight has potential to be the greatest UFC card of all time.
It probably will be, yeah.
If they can land Pereira versus Jon Jones. I think it would truly determine the GOAT. Like, we have Jon Jones, who is obviously known as the unanimous
Pereira
GOAT.
Wouldn't win.
Why?
I mean, he's so much lighter than Jon Jones. Jon Jones is huge compared to him.
Pereira's also...
He's got to put on a ton of weight.
Yes, no, you're right. But, like, if there's one guy I think could do it, it'd be Pereira.
Right, you're right. I just think there's
and
not
if
a lot
he
of
were to
benefit
beat
for him
Jon
to do
Jones...
Right, I guess that is
he
the
would
benefit,
be the
yeah.
GOAT.
That is the benefit.
Not just because he beat Jon Jones, but because he'd be the first person in the history of the UFC to win a title in 3 different weight classes, the greatest middleweight of all time, or light heavyweight of all time. I don't know a reason why he wouldn't. He's conquered the light heavyweight division. There's no one else that's competitive in the light heavyweight division for him. Go up.
We'll see.
Some UFC talk on a
little UFC.
Monday.
I like it. All right, that's all I got for the news, man.
All right. 989-837-69 6125. Hope everyone's having a good start to their week here on a Monday. We have two traditions to close out every single show. The first of those is going to be coming up when we come back here on 100.9 The Mitt. Maple Hill Nursery, summer's almost over, but your gardening needs, well, they're at an all-time high. And Midland's go-to spot for all of your needs, all right, Maple Hill Nursery. From vibrant flowers to trees and shrubs, seasonal plants, they've got your garden covered. Expert advice from local growers who care about your success as much as you do. Quality plants, quality soil, and all the tools you need to make your yard bloom next spring. Stop by Maple Hill Nursery to get inspired and grow something beautiful this season. Find them right here in Midland, your garden's new best friend.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
(989-837-6125). Welcome back in. Happy Sports Equinox to everybody. Should be a fun day. All right, let's get to our two traditions to close at every show. The first of those is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the Day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right.
What was that look for?
I'm realizing me tapping the floor, so I have a relentless, non-resting leg, was shaking the camera.
Oh, God, you gave me the death stare there. Like something just like
No, unintentional death stare. Nothing. All right, the Lock of the Day. We read you the Sports Equinox parlay of the day. I'm just going to steal a leg from there. I'm going to just go with Ohtani to hit a home run, you know? Lock of the Day was pretty cold last week. Did Friday hit? What was Friday's bet?
Friday didn't hit because you took the Rockets to beat the Pistons by 7, and they couldn't even win.
Yeah, that was bad.
Pistons.
I'm going to take Ohtani to hit a home run. He hasn't hit one yet in this game. I feel like if he doesn't hit one, we should just do it again for Game 4. He's going to hit one eventually.
Right.
He's Shohei Ohtani.
You would think so.
He's the greatest baseball player of all time playing in the World Series. Of course he's going to hit a home run at some point. So I've got Ohtani to hit a home run today. They're back in Dodger Stadium. I could read you the pitching stats, who's on the mound. Scherzer versus it doesn't matter, man. Shohei Ohtani, he'll hit him on anybody. So plus 164, Shohei Ohtani home run. Taylor fade, Mr. Sandman.
You know how funny it'd be if I faded this, even though we built the Equinox parlay.
You're like, I don't think that leg's gonna hit.
Yeah, I'm out on that leg. No, I'm obviously gonna tail this. I'm with you. He's due to hit a home run at some point in the World Series. He's Shohei Ohtani. I think if anything, leg is not gonna hit in the Equinox parlay. It's gonna be Penguins money line because we just blindly threw that in as the NHL leg.
What do you mean? Sidney Crosby at home as a dog? That makes no sense.
Right, of course.
It's a steal.
So yeah, I will tail this, and I also will give the people an update here on the Lock of the Day standings, the stats.
This is gonna be bad.
Last week was bad.
Yeah.
That's what was bad. 1-4 last week, and the one bet you hit was minus 114, so you didn't really get that much leverage. You went 3.14 units down on the week last week. And then as far as record goes, 38-62-1. And the bigger news, Ben, that is unfortunate, is you are 4.8 units down in the month of October.
Well, we've got this week. So we really solved that, and it starts with Shohei Ohtani hitting a home run today. Yeah. If we can hit every day this week, or 4 of the 5 days, we should be golden. We should be back on top and have a successful month of October.
Should be something, yeah.
We need one tonight, and it helps that tonight it's plus 146 rather than just like a minus 114. So plus chicken, we're going for 2 months in a row going positive, right?
Need it.
Need it like air. Need it like air. All right, so Shohei Ohtani, home run, plus 146. That is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the Day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
The other tradition we have to close out every show is guessing Colin's Open. I got another point on Friday after Thursday Night Football, I believe.
Did.
I don't even remember who played on Thursday Night Football. Who was it?
Chargers, Vikings.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. No, you got a point not because of that.
Maybe it was something else.
You got a point because you went back-to-back days hitting the Chauncey Billups thing.
Oh, that's right.
Because I figured Thursday night.
Oh, I forgot to say the Lock of the Day was presented by Chauncey Billups. It's right here.
That's right.
The Chauncey Billups bobblehead.
Yes, so you've hit 3 days in a row, 26-22. After I cut it down to just a 1-point game, you have stepped up. He needs to step up.
Hey, at least I'm good at something. At least I'm good at one of the two traditions.
Sure, that's a good point. Let me double check to see whose turn it is today. Today would be my turn to go. It's episode 104 of the Ben Bosscher Show. Okay.
Yep.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Tough NFL slate.
Very tough.
World Series on tonight. Does he do a Sports Equinox lead? I don't think so.
No.
But I have to go to what NFL game does he go to? What teams does he like? Does he do a big favorites thing? The Bills and the Eagles and the Colts, all these teams just blew everybody out. Here's what I'm actually going to go to. This is kind of a bad first pick on a Monday. I'm going with like a poll type pick. I'm going to go with Bo Nix and the Broncos, though. Against the Cowboys as that was the national game of the week, at least at 4:30. I'm going to go with Bo Nix and the Broncos are for real. And the Chiefs who are playing tonight, they got to look out because this Bo Nix-led offense has really taken off, and the defense is still pretty good. So that's what I'm going to go with, a Bo Nix lead.
It's pretty good.
I don't really love it, though, because there's a lot of options. Like I could go with Green Bay and Steelers last night, obviously.
Yeah,
but
that's where I'm going.
yeah, it's not what I'm doing, though.
I think it's a combination of Aaron Rodgers. The Packers don't need Aaron Rodgers anymore. They have Jordan Love. Like, Aaron Rodgers is old news. Pittsburgh's falling apart.
He's all big on Steelers are frauds, too.
Yeah, Baltimore's looming now that they get Lamar back on Thursday. I think this is I know I'm not allowed to pick like the game. I got to be more specific, but I think it's the Rodgers playing for Green Bay kind of plays into it. This is a pro Packers and also like a Aaron Rodgers, like you're the past type of argument.
Right.
Type of lead.
Type, yeah.
Yeah, type. All right, that's going to be mine. What do you got planned for the Equinox tonight?
Probably watching the Pistons mainly.
Yeah.
Probably not going to watch any NFL. Or, not going to watch any NHL.
Well, it's unfortunate that the Monday night game's just not very good. Like, the Chiefs should just – they're 12-point favorites, 11-point favorites. You got Marcus Mariota playing quarterback in the Big 2-5. I don't love it.
Terry McLaurin is at least back. So that's like something that the Commanders fans can at least have some hope for. Like, oh, he's finally playing again. I need 17 points from Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in my main redraft fantasy league.
He's going to get like
to
7.
Win. I think he's going to get 4. So I really don't have a ton of hope there because he's going to have to score for that to hit. Yeah, the football game probably isn't going to be great. At least the World Series is on, so I'll probably be doing a combination of watching the Pistons, watching the World Series, and then I'm obviously going to watch the football game, but it's probably going to be one of those things that if it, I'm just going to monitor it. I'm not going to be dialed into it.
Well,
so.
I'll monitor it until my fantasy matchup is over.
What's your scenario?
I need 15 from Mahomes and Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, that should happen.
It should.
That should happen in the first half.
Yeah, you're right. It should. That doesn't mean it's going to.
Right. You never know.
I always get a little nervous, feeling confident about a Monday night football game.
Are you feeling a little bit different about Green Bay now after what we saw last night?
Kind of their
bounce back?
No. Fraudulent team once again. That'll show up in the Tuesday Tower. Actually, I don't think Green Bay will show up in the Tuesday Tower. They might.
That's crazy.
I haven't thought about it yet.
They are 5-1-1 at the end of the day, man.
Who would I put in over them though? Because this is a little preview for next week.
Green Bay is they've beaten some better teams than the Patriots.
Yeah, but they didn't lose to the Browns. That's the unfortunate part. No, we're just kind of previewing tomorrow's show. But I don't know, who am I taking out of Tampa, Denver, Seattle, and the Patriots for Green Bay?
You got the rest of the day to figure it out.
I guess you're right. A lot of teams in the bye that were in the Tuesday Tower.
Yeah,
so that's the unfortunate part.
Because you can't punish the teams on bye.
I did when Green Bay was on the bye.
Oh, I guess you just are going to punish them no matter what.
Tough
game last night, though.
I just don't think the Steelers' defense is very good. They kind of get blitzed every week.
No, it's definitely not very good at all. It's just they have this this status to it. It's like, oh, Steelers defense, of course they're going to be solid. It's the Steelers.
Right.
No, their defense is not very good.
It'd be like if the Warriors were a bad three-point shooting team suddenly.
Yeah, we'd be like, there's the Warriors. They're going to lead the league in threes. No, actually, they haven't led the league in threes in 5 years.
Which actually is probably true.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
how'd you do in spread picks this week, by the way?
Not very good. I went 2-3, I think. Actually, I might have went 1-4. Spread picks were tough this week.
You went 2-3. John went 2-3.
You were the only one above 500 this week.
4-1 this week, baby. A lot of favorites. My 4 picks that hit were the 4 favorites. I took the Saints plus 4.5, bad pick.
Yep.
On that, it worked out.
Man, the Saints fans back to being just the most miserable franchise in the entire universe.
Thought divisional game, maybe they'll be able to hang around a little bit at home. Nah, not the case.
They went through 2 quarterbacks in that game, too. They finally benched Rattler.
That's right.
Enter Tyler Shook. All right. We appreciate everyone for tuning in today. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock. If you haven't hit the subscribe button on YouTube, I'd recommend doing that because then you can get notified when we go live every day at 9 o'clock so you do not forget it. If you are an avid radio listener in the car, why not just head on to YouTube so when you get to work or wherever you're driving to, you can watch it there. You can see Kyle and I's faces. Again, if you're going to do that, you may as well hit the like and subscribe button since it only takes a moment, but it goes a long way for us. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok as well. So just search Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt or The Ben Bosscher Show for TikTok. You can follow us there. Easy find. Hope to see those numbers continue to grow. You guys have been spectacular over the first couple months of the show. All right, we will check.